Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Prescott Badger football. Prescott Badger football is on the air. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't. Arizona Seamless Gutters, quality people, products, and service you can trust. Blind Brothers Arizona, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated since 1982. So much more than a hardware store. Prescott Badger football is also brought to you by the Prescott Unified School District, the Badgers' biggest fans, every child, every day. The City of Prescott, offering beautiful lakes, hiking trails, and recreational parks, we're everyone's hometown. And the Yavapai County Food Bank, making a difference in Yavapai County since 1992. Now, for the call of tonight's game, here's KYCA's John Rust.
The Northern Arizona Wranglers aren't the only team in the Tri-City area to play football indoors. Tonight, Prescott comes off its bye week to battle one of their longtime rivals inside the NAU Sky Dome. Both the Badgers and Eagles come into this contest 5-1 on the season. It's not only a big game for climbing higher in the PowerPoint rankings, but this could also go a long way in determining who could claim the Grand Canyon Region Championship. Who gets the deke in this huge contest? We'll find out soon. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the NAU Sky Dome in Flagstaff. John Rust with you, and Great to be back here in the booth. My apologies for being away the last couple of games. I did have a family emergency, a couple of family emergencies to attend to. Thankfully, that family member is doing okay, and things are going in a better direction. And again, great to be back. And also, before we get going, just want to thank everyone out there who sent their thoughts and prayers and good wishes, and everyone who offered their support to me during the last couple of weeks. Really, really meant a lot, people. And, of course, thanks to Lou Benetone and Jason Zinzaletta and the guy sitting next to me, Kelly Cordes, for covering for me while I was away dealing with that family emergency. Really, really deeply appreciate everything you guys did when I couldn't be here.
Yeah, there are times there are family emergencies, aren't there?
Yes, there are.
It's nice to have good friends in good places.
That is absolutely right, Kelly. And, of course, tonight looks like we are in store for a pretty good game here between Prescott and Flagstaff. Kind of interesting talking to Mickey Clements, the head coach for Flagstaff. Flagstaff 5-1 on the season. Well, he says 5 wins is the same amount of wins this program has gotten in the last 2 years. So what a great turnaround between 2 years ago and now for this Flagstaff Eagle team.
Flagstaff has definitely been down the last several years, so you have to give kudos to the coaching staff of Flagstaff. They've definitely turned it around, and of course, John, this is a key Grand Canyon region matchup tonight. There are 3 teams in the Grand Canyon region right now that are 1-0. The Badgers, the Bears of Bradshaw Mountain, and the Eagles of Flagstaff here. So it's a very critical Grand Canyon region game, and if the Badgers want to win the region, which hasn't happened in 12 years, they're going to need to win this one, and next one is at Bradshaw, and then the following week the Badgers are home against Coconino.
And I did mention that this was could be a critical game for moving up in the PowerPoint rankings. Well, you look at this, Prescott coming into this game, they are ranked number 8 in the 4A conference in PowerPoints. But then Flagstaff, even with its 5-1 record, you got to go all the way down to number 19 to find them.
Well, the bottom line is that the Badgers have some wins against some teams that have good records, and Flagstaff not so many. So that's the reason the Badgers have quite a few more PowerPoints than the Eagles do.
In fact, Coconino, they're 3-3 on the season. They're at number 16 in the state PowerPoint rankings. That is the final playoff spot. Bradshaw Mountain, they're number 13. And, of course, remember, folks, this is a Thursday night game. So Bradshaw, they're not playing tonight. They'll be playing tomorrow, and they'll be a little further south of us. They'll be playing down in Cottonwood.
Here's the reason the Badgers have a lot of PowerPoints. First of all, we lost to Thunderbird second week of the season. Thunderbird is ranked 5th in PowerPoints. The Badgers beat Northwest Christian. In fact, Northwest Christian is just a spot ahead of the Badgers at number 7, and the Badgers beat them. The Badgers beat Vista Grande. Vista Grande is 12th. And then the Badgers beat Combs, and Combs is number 15. So the Badgers have played 4 schools right now that are ranked in the top 15 in PowerPoints.
And, folks, well, we'll see what happens here tonight if Flagstaff can hang with the Badgers. We'll talk a little bit more about Flagstaff as we take a break here on our pregame show. When we come back, we'll have a pregame interview with Prescott running back Jacob Chamberlain. Just to mention, folks, that interview will be heard only on the radio side. We had some technical glitches loading it up on the video live stream side. However, if you do miss it, don't worry. We will have those interviews for you on kyca.info on our website tomorrow. But we'll take a break here on our pregame show. We'll be back with that interview with Jacob Chamberlain right after this.
I'm Bud with Prescott Public Library. K-8 kids can get free one-to-one homework help at Prescott Public Library. Sign up for a 30-minute appointment with a high school student volunteer. Homework help is available every second and fourth Thursday from 4 to 5:30. This free service is presented with North Star Youth Partnership and its Peer Assistance and Leadership Program. Call 928-777-1537 for more information, and we'll see you at Prescott Public Library.
And we are back here at the NAU Sky Dome. John Rust and Kelly Cordes with you as we get set for tonight's game, Prescott versus Flagstaff. And here's the national anthem, folks. National anthem performed here by a group of, I believe, Flagstaff High School singers, and yeah, it kind of took us by surprise there. I don't even think there was any announcement saying, okay, folks, stand for the national anthem.
We were expecting the band to play it, but
yeah,
those girls did a good job singing the anthem.
Absolutely. And, well, folks, we're just a few minutes away from our game here tonight between Prescott and Flagstaff, a big Grand Canyon region clash. So, what's the weather going to be like in Flagstaff for this game tonight? We're in a dome, so who cares? And I missed the trash can. Jeez, what do you expect from me? Well, anyway, Kelly, I think and I mentioned this with to Coach Collette during our morning report interview today, that when it comes to Flagstaff, this is going to be a game where I think Prescott's secondary is going to have their work cut out for them, because Flag is a team that has about 6 guys with 100 or more receiving yards on the season. So that means that their quarterback, number 1, Chase Brown, his 3rd year as starting varsity quarterback. This guy was a starter at quarterback when he was a freshman. That gives him a lot of great targets to choose from on this Flagstaff team tonight. Kelly, as a former coach yourself, when you got that many receivers on the other side of the field from you, what do you do to try to cover them?
Well, you do the best you can, and it'll be interesting to see if the Badger coaching staff defensively covers them in a zone or covers them man-to-man. Well, the other thing is you put a lot of heat on Chase Brown, the quarterback. And like you just said, he started as a freshman, so he's only a junior, and yet he's a very experienced high school quarterback. I want to mention to you, John, that they have 1,177 yards passing through the first 6 games, but they also have 1,007 yards in rushing. So they really have a pretty balanced attack.
Yeah, and most of those rushing yards come from Jaden Wetzel, 831 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns this season. So that's a guy that the Prescott defense will have to be on the lookout for. Also, Kelly, the offensive line for Prescott is really going to have to be on the ball tonight. They're going to have their eyes on number 17, Ethan Suda. Suda is a guy coming into this contest with 10 sacks tonight. So this is a guy who could potentially make Uriah Tennett's life miserable there in the pocket.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how the Eagles try to limit Uriah Tennett. Obviously, he's the guy that makes the Badger offense go. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Absolutely. Either throwing the ball or running the ball. Well, there's a reason why he was named a couple weeks ago the Arizona Cardinals High School Player of the Week. So the Eagles will receive the opening kickoff here as both the captains head back to their respective benches. And while they're heading back there, folks, it's time for the song dedication for tonight's game. And the one I'm going with is Invincible Shield by the heavy metal legends Judas Priest. Given all the weapons Flagstaff has at its disposal, the Badger defense will have to be like an invincible shield if they want to win this game. I also had to do a Judas Priest reference. Since they are playing in Phoenix tomorrow night with another one of my favorite bands, Sabaton, and unfortunately I'm going to miss them.
Oh, I thought you'd be heading down I-17 for that.
Kelly, there was a month span where I went to see Hailstorm in concert, Sammy Hagar in concert, Lindsey Sterling in concert. My concert fund is tapped out, man.
Wow, I thought you were a millionaire. That wasn't a problem.
Well, wait till I finally hit the New York Times bestseller list, and then we'll see. All right, well, Prescott ready to kick it off here. Johan Gunderman going to put his foot into it. And by the way, folks, yes, even though this is a road game, the Badgers are in their usual home blue jerseys, wearing the pink numbers in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Flagstaff in the white unis. Gunderman kicking that one, as usual, into the end zone. And Flag will start this drive from their own 20-yard line.
Again, it'll be interesting to see what kind of pressure the defensive front of the Badgers puts on the Flagstaff quarterback, Chase Brown. We should mention Flag is 1-0, but they beat Mingus several weeks ago, just 13-12.
Mm-hmm. Chase Brown coming into the contest, 1,134 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Brown with backs to either side of him, and he is going to hand it off, looks like to Wetzel. Wetzel with a nice sweep to the left side. He makes the turn, and he's pushed out of bounds at around the 32-yard line, and just like that, Flagstaff with a first down, 12-yard run or so by the Pretzel, Jared Wetzel.
The left side of that offensive line for the Eagles did a good job blocking, creating an avenue for Wetzel to run in.
Number 6, James Pena going out to the far right side for Flag. Fakes the give to Wetzel, and it didn't fool the Badgers very much as that running back gets stopped around the ankles. That's number 23, Aiden Garcia.
And also number 49, Cooper Kassoon, aided on that tackle. 2nd down and 7. The ball sitting right at the Eagle 35.
Again, 2 backs either side of Brown, and he hands off to Wetzel. Oh, a big hole there for Wetzel, and he avoids one tackle by Adam Lloyd, gets it up to about the 45-yard line, and that's another first down for the Eagles.
Just ran an off-tackle play on the right side. That offensive line for the Eagles really opened up a good hole. 1st and 10 Eagles at their own 45.
Ball game just underway here at the NAU Sky Dome. Backs to either side, and now we get our first flag of the night, and it looks like it's going to be a false start against Flagstaff.
One of the linemen for the Eagles moved a bit, so it's going to bring up 1st and 15, ball being placed right on the Eagle 40-yard line.
Chase Brown looking for better times in this game than he had against Mingus. 175 passing yards back on October 4th against the Marauders, but threw 3 interceptions. 2 receivers out to the near side, backs to either side of Brown. He steps back. Now he scrambles, got some room, makes the throw, and right into the numbers of number 5, Chase Carlson. Carlson with the catch right near the 50-yard line.
Pickup of about 8 yards, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. Ball sitting at the Eagle 48.
First completion of the night for Chase Brown. Again, backs to either side of Brown. He hands it off to Wetzel. Wetzel going up the far side, making the cut, and gets tackled around the ankles. I think that was Adam Lloyd, but Wetzel puts on a good head of steam and does get the first down for Flagstaff.
Yeah, picked up about 10 yards actually on the play. Eagles have it 1st and 10 in Badger territory at the Badger 41.
Again, Wetzel came into this game with 831 rushing yards for Flag. This time the give is to Garcia. He goes up to the far side, and he gets taken down from behind. I believe that was Adam Lloyd who got the tackle on, but Garcia picked up, about 4 or 5 yards there, Kelly?
5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the Badger 36. And right now in this series, John, the Eagles are winning the line of scrimmage.
2 receivers on the near side for Flagstaff. Once again, backs to either side of Chase Brown standing in the gun. Brown stepping back. Now he's going to run it himself. Avoids the tackle, makes the throw, and there's the catch. And
excellent catch.
Actually, for a second, I thought the receiver, and it looks like that is number 42, Aeneas Clary. I thought he was out of bounds, but no, they're going to say that Clary made the catch.
1st and 10, Eagles at the Badger 31.
Flag continues to move the ball well here in their opening drive. Under 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 0-0 the score. Eagles looking to change that. And there is the give. Looks like it's to Wetzel. Wetzel gets grabbed around the arm and thrown down by number 56, Gunnar Parra.
Gunnar Parra actually fought off a block and tackled the Eagle ball carry. It's a loss of 5. It's going to be 2nd and 15. The ball sitting at the Badger 36-yard line.
Well, we'll see if Parra's tackle for loss there will spark the Badger defense. 2 receivers now out to the far side for the Eagles. Backs to either side of Brown. Brown backpedals. And now gets grabbed around the jersey and finally, kind of gang tackled, but before he could fall to the ground, referees blow the whistle, so I guess that will go down as a sack, Kelly.
And it's number 75? And I don't have him on the roster.
Actually, I think it's number 79, Blake McGlory, who got his hands on there.
You're right. That is number 79. You are right. Again, the Badger defensive front put pressure on the Eagle quarterback, and it's going to bring up third and about 25.
Eagles with the ball at the Badger 46-yard line. Brown steps back, airs it out, and overthrows Jared Wetzel big time. I think that ball landed about 9 yards away from Wetzel.
What happened there, John, is that there was enough pressure. The last 2 plays, the Badgers have blitzed, and there was enough pressure on the Eagle quarterback, Chase Brown. He had to throw that sooner than what he wanted to. And again, putting pressure on the quarterback, I think, is going to be a critical factor in this game.
So a tackle and a big sack, and that ends the drive for Flagstaff. Diego Cardenas will punt away for the Eagles. With 7:22 remaining in the opening quarter. Low snap, gets the punt off. That will bounce in front of Uriah Tenet. He picks it up and makes a good cut there at the 20-yard line. Tenet still on his feet, the 30-yard line. Tenet now at the 40 and tripped up at the 44-yard line. And a good job there by the Eagles stopping him. I think that was number 65, Brandon Salzberg, who put the finishing touches on Tenet, because Tenet was picking up a good head of steam there, Kelly.
I'll tell you, if the Eagle tackler doesn't trip up Uriah Tenet, he's gone. And so the Badgers have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Uriah Tenet. Actually, that's Jacob Chamberlain who gets the snap. Chamberlain doing a wildcat there. He takes it past the 50-yard line, and he might have the first down. He does.
In the wildcat formation, Chamberlain picks up enough for a first down. Ball's in Eagle territory at the Eagle 47.
Jacob Chamberlain, who started the game with 95 rushing yards, just a sophomore. And again, Chamberlain. Actually, no, Cooper Kassoon gets the ball. He hands it off to Uriah Tenet. Tenet avoids the sack. Now Tenet on his feet. He scrambles, has that ball one-handed. A little risky run there by Uriah Tenet. And he gets up to the 45-yard line in Eagle territory. Gain of only about 2 yards on that one, though.
So it's going to be second down. They're actually going to mark it right at the original line of scrimmage on this series of downs. Badgers have it 2nd and 10 at the Eagle 47. He was running around like it was a loaf of bread in his hand.
And now Uriah Tennett will take the snap this time. Tennett rolling to the far side, looking. Can't find anyone to throw to. Now Tennett going to run it. No, Tennett is going to throw it. Oh! And we get a flag on the play as that ball was right in the numbers of the intended receiver, and I can't make out his number. I think that was actually Cooper Kassoon. No, actually, that's number 84. That is Eli Allen, who had the ball just pop off his chest, but we did have a flag on the play.
I'm wondering if it's a late hit on Uriah Tennett after he released the ball.
I think we're about to get our answer.
Yes. That's what it is. It's a personal foul. It was a late hit on Uriah Tennett after he released the ball. It's a 15-yard penalty against the Eagles, and it's going to take the ball all the way down to the Eagle 32 where the Badgers have it 1st and 10.
So the Badgers get a nice helping hand here from the Eagles with 6:03 to go in the first quarter. Uriah Tennett getting the offense lined up. He'll take the snap. Lone back behind him, Johan Gunderman. Lone receiver on the far side. Allen going out to the far side. Oh, and there's the pitch to Lloyd, and Lloyd drops the ball and then falls on it at the 40-yard line. So botched play there between Tennett and Lloyd, but Lloyd able to save it from being recovered by Flagstaff.
There was a lot of pressure putting on the pitch man, which on that play was Uriah Tennett, and he actually pitched the ball a little bit sooner than he wanted to and pitched it behind Lloyd, which caused the fumble. The Badgers have it, it's 2nd and 18.
Ball at the 40-yard line. Tennett rolling to the far side. Still rolling, looking, throwing. There's the catch made by Josiah Peoples. Peoples down the far sideline, and he gets wrapped up by about 3 or 4 Eagle tacklers. And, Kelly, I think he got close to a first down there.
Yeah, I think he got within about 1 yard. He got down to the Eagle 24, where I think it'll be 3rd and we'll call it 2. 3rd and 2.
Josiah Peoples with 357 receiving yards coming into this game. Under 5 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. No score between the Eagles and the Badgers. And we're going to get a flag come flying. I think this is going to be a false start against Prescott. It looked like Johan Gunderman started to take off a little sooner than he wanted.
Yeah, that's what it is. 5-yard penalty. So instead of 3rd and 2, it's going to be 3rd and 7. The ball sitting at the Eagle 29. I almost think with the Badgers in this situation, this could be 4-down territory.
Tennett in the gun. He's got Adam Lloyd next to him. Gunderman over on the far side. Tennett rolling to the near side. He's being pursued. There's the throw, and there's the catch. Looks like that was Eli Allen catching it on his knees, and it's good enough for a Badger first down.
Yeah, I just threw the ball to the underneath area, underneath of the coverage, and the Badgers have it 1st and 10 right at the Eagle 20.
Eli Allen, sophomore tight end for Prescott. Now Tennett looks like he may go under center here with 2 receivers out to the near side. And now Tennett rolling at the 10-yard line and knocked out of bounds at about the 7-yard line.
Picked up about 13 yards. The Badgers will have it 1st and goal. It was a good fake that Uriah Tennett made to Johan Gunderman. For just a split second, I thought Gunderman had the ball, but ran around the left end, and the Badgers have it 1st and goal at the Eagle 7.
3:48 left to go in the first quarter. Tennett will be under center. Josiah Peoples coming over the near side. And there's the pitch to Isaac Brazino. No, fake pitch. And now we get a flag on the play as Tennett directing traffic. Now he's rolling to the 20. Cuts at the 10, at the 5, and Tennett looks like he might have dropped right at the end zone. Tennett Hands up in a touchdown, and it is. So it looked like that flag was against Flagstaff. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, the head official coming over to talk to one of the other officials who made the touchdown call. So pump the brakes on any celebration, Badger fans. Zebra Squad is going to have a little discussion here because there was a flag that came in early in this play. It looked like Tenet took advantage of it, just kind of doing all kinds of crazy jinking around the Flagstaff defense to get into the end zone. But will this stand as a touchdown or not?
I'm wondering if there's two flags on the play and there's a penalty on both teams, which would nullify the play, cause the play to be done over again.
Well, while we're waiting, folks, tonight's game is sponsored in part by Badger alum Steve Blair, owner of Blind Brothers Arizona, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979.
They waved the flag off for whatever reason. It's a Badger touchdown.
So Uriah Tenet with a 7-yard touchdown run to put the Badgers on top. Remember, the Badgers at one point were second and 18 on this drive. And they're the first to score in this game. Uriah Tenet, a 7-yard touchdown run, 6-0 Badgers. And now Johan Gunderman in for the extra point attempt. Tenet to hold. Kick is up. And Johan Gunderman, as usual, is good. 3:34 left to go here in the first quarter, and the Badgers strike first. Uriah Tenet's rushing touchdown from 7 yards out makes it a 7-0 score. Badgers over the Eagles. Let's take a 30-second break here in our broadcast, and we'll be back right after this.
Hello friends, this is Travis Stead. When it comes to protecting your gutters from those pesky pine needles that never seem to land anywhere but inside your gutters, making a mess, make the wise choice, Arizona Seamless Gutters. We have the fix that will last a lifetime. Needle Guard. Never let a loved one get on a ladder and clean your gutters again. Let our family take care of that. Arizona Seamless Gutters. Locally owned and operated since 1981. Call us today, 928-778-1818 for a free estimate. Arizona Seamless Gutters. When it pours, we rain.
And welcome back to the NAU Sky Dome here in Flagstaff. John Russ Kelly Court is with you as Johan Gunderman, as usual, just kicks that in the end zone. Flagstaff will start at the 20-yard line. Kelly, you know, I'm just going to make a recording of all these kickoffs from Johan Gunderman, and I'm just going to have Jason play it every time he's up there because it's always the same thing. Gunderman with the kick. Gunderman puts it into the 20-yard line or the 20
I want to
end
know
zone.
if any of the NAU coaching staff is watching him kick. He might be able to kick for the Lumberjacks up here.
I would hope so. Well, you know, we did get here early enough to see the Lumberjacks practice, so maybe one of their coaches is still in attendance. There's the handoff to Wetzel. Oh, Wetzel gets absolutely hammered by Trace Overton, dropped at the 25-yard line.
Right now, it's almost like the Badgers have brought an extra defensive man up into the box, the line of scrimmage box, which is line of scrimmage and 3 yards back. Gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 at the Eagle 22.
Eagles send 2 receivers out to the far side. Brown steps back, now rolls to the far side, directing traffic, trying to find someone to throw to. Well, his intended receiver looks like it was number 11, A.J. Valdez, but that ball falls about 5 yards in front of Valdez for an incompletion.
Chase Brown was getting chased by number 10 for the Badgers, Jacob Chamberlain, who plays a defensive end position. Again, the last 3 or 4 plays that the Eagles have run, the Badgers have put a lot of pressure on the Eagle quarterback.
Now 3 receivers out to the far side for the Eagles, as it's 3rd and 8 for them. Brown stepping back under a little bit of pressure, now lets the ball go. Interception!
Interception by, I wonder how many interceptions Uriah Tenet has this year. He came over from the safety position. Again, Chase Brown threw the ball over the head of his intended receiver. And the Badgers are going to take over at the Eagle 47 after the interception.
5th interception of the season for Uriah Tenet. And again, I obviously Chase Brown under a lot of pressure, just wanted to get rid of that ball in a hurry. And actually, Kelly, I'll tell you what, I thought that ball was just going to plop right down there on the synthetic turf, but give credit to the speed of Uriah Tenet coming in there and just really just kind of bending over, reaching out, and boom, interception.
What are you saying, that Uriah Tenet kind of has a nose for the ball?
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good football player.
I tell you, he is just a great all-around athlete. He really is.
Absolutely. And, hey, basketball season is going to start in another month, and who knows what kind of show he's going to put on. In fact, I believe he's not too far away from 2,000 career points in basketball, Kelly.
Which is by far more than points than any Badger basketball player has ever had in the history of the program.
Do you ever think you'd see the day, Kelly, when you'd see a guy from Prescott score 2,000 points in his career?
No, and I never thought I'd see a Badger lead the state in scoring.
Or be number 25 in the nation in scoring. Tenet rolling to the far side. Makes the throw. There's the catch, and we get a flag on the play as Cooper Kassoon powers his way to possibly a first down. Kassoon with about 3 guys all over him. But
on
again,
a play like that, when the referee throws his flag, it's usually a holding call. Let's see if that's what the referee, holding against the Badgers.
Well, so much for that catch, so much for that first down.
So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, I believe. Yep. So it's going to be first and about 22.
2:34 remaining in the first quarter. Badgers up 7-0.
Badgers, the ball sitting at the Badger 43-yard line.
Tenet from the gun, running back behind him. He hands it off. Adam Lloyd finds a big gap right through the middle. Lloyd still on his feet, stumbling, and finally brought down at the 30-yard line. And a great job by the Badger O-line to open up that hole. And boy, oh boy, did Adam Lloyd take advantage of it.
32-yard gain on that run, John. Badgers have it first and 10 at the Eagle 30-yard line. Big hole. Great job that time by the Badger O-line.
Adam Lloyd with 414 rushing yards to start off tonight. Now Tenet, a flag in on the play. There's the throw. There's the catch by Cooper Kassoon, who gets wrapped up in a bear hug and thrown to the ground by number 3, Brady Corcoran. But again, Kelly, you thinking that could be another hold against the Badgers?
I think it's going to be another hold on the Badgers. The flag was thrown in the backfield. Yep, it's another hold.
And that was a good catch, and then a good second and third effort there by Kassoon to get into first down territory. But because of that flag, that play gets erased.
So it's going to be first and 20. Ball sitting right at the Eagle 40. The line of gain is at the Eagle 20.
Tenet gives that one, looks like, to Lloyd. Lloyd goes through the middle, and this time the Eagles were waiting for him. Number 34, Ronald Shack, in there for the stop on Lloyd, who gains, about 1 or 2 yards?
2 yards. Going to be second down and 18.
Well, in a case like this, look for the ball to go either Johan Gunderman or Josiah Peoples' way. Eli Allen going out to the far side. Now it's going to be a give to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd makes the cut at about the 35-yard line, then gets tripped up. Gain of about 3 on the play by the senior Lloyd.
Yeah, it's going to be third down and 15. The ball sitting at the Eagle 35. 50 seconds and counting left in the first quarter.
First quarter of a 7 o'clock start time here in the Dome. This is the first time I can remember them starting a game at 7 o'clock. Usually these Dome games start at 7:30. I don't mind the half hour earlier start time. Lloyd in motion, fakes the give, and now we get a flag on the play.
Going to be a false start on the Badgers.
Badgers really racking up the penalty yards here in this game, Kelly.
Yeah, it's going to be third and 20. Ball's going to be placed at the Eagle 40.
Prescott on top 7-0. Uriah Tenet 7-yard touchdown run earlier here in the first quarter.
Let's see if the Badgers just elect to have the clock run out. There were 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Looks like they're going to go ahead and run the play.
Tennette drops back, now rolls to the far side, throws it downfield. Almost intercepted, and then almost a bobbling catch there, but I think that was Josiah Peoples.
It was Josiah Peoples. In fact, he had several chances to catch that ball as it was being tipped in the air. It's an incompleted pass. It's going to bring up 4th down, and that is the end of the first quarter.
First quarter in the books. Prescott leading Flagstaff 7-0. We'll take a 30-second break here on our Badger football broadcast, and we'll be back with more from the NAU Skydome right after this.
This is Ann Wilson with Yavapai County Food Bank. No one should ever go to bed hungry, but with inflation on the rise, the need is greater than ever. Did you know that you can make a real impact and get an end-of-the-year tax credit for your generosity? $400 single and $800 married. Call 928-775-5255 today to donate to the Yavapai County Food Bank. Help us feed the hungry, support your community, and make a difference. That's 928-775-5255. Yavapai County Food Bank. Together, we can change lives.
We are back here at the NAU Skydome in Flagstaff. John Rust, Kelly Court is with you. 7-0 is our score. Badgers on top of the Eagles, but now Prescott with a 4th and 20 here as they have the ball at the Eagle 40-yard line. And it looks like Prescott.
Badgers are going to punt the ball.
And it'll be Johan Gunderman putting his foot into this one. Kicks that over to the far side. And, the Eagles just going to let that one bounce. And it's picked up by, I want to say, Cooper Kassoon, picking up right around the 2-yard line.
Great punt. That ball is going to be marked at the 1-yard line.
Again, I think that was Cooper Kassoon who got his hands on it right there at the 1.
And he had control of it as he began to fall into the end zone. And so the referee acknowledged that. And so it's first down, Eagles from their own 1-yard line.
So Flag has to go 99 yards if they want to try to tie the score here. 7-zip. Badgers on top. First time the Badgers have had a road game in a month. They had that 3-game homestand before the bye week. Chase Brown backs to either side of him in the end zone, and I think we're going to get a timeout here called by Flagstaff. Or is it I don't know if it's a timeout, or I think Coach Mickey Clements has something he needs to say to the officials.
I think he's questioning on whether or not that ball should be placed at the 1. I think that's what he's questioning.
I don't see the referees
They're not
changing
moving
their
the
mind
ball.
here.
They're not moving the ball. So
Clements in his 2nd season at the helm of Flagstaff. He was previously the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Brown with the handoff, and the running back gets out of the end zone and gets stopped around the 2-yard line. Number 23, Aiden Garcia, the sophomore running back, he had the ball there.
He was stopped by a host of Badger tacklers. Gain of 2. Now the ball's out on the 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 8. One of the guys for the Badgers in on that was Blake McGlory, the sophomore defensive lineman.
Brown still in the end zone. There's the give. That's Wetzel. Wetzel with the great. No, actually, that looks like it's number 6, James Pena. Actually, no, that is Jaden Wetzel, and Wetzel with a great turn at the 10 and then stopped around the 20-yard line.
As he came around the end, he had several good blocks by his teammates, allowed him to pick up the first down. It's 1st and 10, Eagles at their own 15.
Brown from the gun. Now throws to the far side and right into the hands of Garcia. Garcia with some wide open spaces there at the 20 and then finally run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Man, no coverage there on Aiden Garcia, Kelly.
Yeah, he's a running back. Came out of the backfield to catch that pass, and there were no Badgers that picked him up. And so it's a first down. 1st and 10 Eagles at their own 29.
Brown backs to either side of him. And there goes the run by Garcia. This time Garcia tripped up around the 33-yard line. Looks like number 23 for Prescott, and that is Kingston Dothit. Looks like he was in on the tackle there.
Going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Ball sitting at the Eagle 33.
Brown from the gun. He steps back, makes the throw, and there's the catch right around the middle of the field. And number 11, A.J. Valdez, his first reception of the night as he gets tackled by Trace Overton. And that is good enough for a Flagstaff first down as they continue to move the ball well here on this drive. 9:53 to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Badgers on top. And there's the give to, looks like that's Wetzel. Wetzel avoids one tackle, avoids another one, spins off of Trace Overton, and then dogpiled by about 3 Badgers, including Isaac Brazino, Kenny Miller-Terry, and I think Trace Overton was in there too.
But not before he picked up 8 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2 right at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Brown again from the gun. Back pedals, now throws to the far side. And that one, all it finds is synthetic turf as Brown looked like he got hit just as he released the ball. In fact, Kelly, I was wondering if we might get a late hit there on the quarterback, but apparently not. It looked like he just let go of the ball as he got hit.
Yeah, and again, he wanted to get rid of the ball later than he did. That's the reason it went incomplete. 3rd and 2.
Give is to Wetzel. Wetzel going right up the middle, gets tripped, falling, and extends his arm trying to get that first down. Looks like he's going to come up a yard short. Great job there by the Badger defense to contain the pretzel.
Brody Hanna made the tackle. He picked up only a yard. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. I'm sure I'd be surprised if the Eagles didn't go for this.
4th and 1 at the Badger 49-yard line. Big gamble here by Coach Clements, but sometimes you got to gamble if you want to win. Actually, looks like Brown trying to get the Badgers to jump off sides, and I think now we're going to get a timeout for Flagstaff.
You're right. They came up to the line of scrimmage hoping the Badgers would jump, and the Badgers didn't.
Hey, folks, tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Badgers' biggest fans, the Prescott Unified School District. Every child, every day. Support your Badgers with your Arizona tax credit. Go to PrescottSchools.com. Also, tonight's game is sponsored by Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated since 1982. There's so much more than a hardware store. And Flagstaff talking things over here again. Ball at the Badger 49-yard line, 4th and 1. So will they go for it or will they play it safe and punt the ball away? Eagles down 7-0. 8:36 to go in the second quarter. And stay tuned for our halftime show. We will have a senior spotlight with Josiah Peoples. Halftime interview will be with Prescott Volleyball's Ray Bennett. Brown gives to Wetzel. Wetzel has a big gap over to the far side. He makes the cut. Wetzel dropped at the 30-yard line. And boy, oh boy, did the offensive line clear a nice path for the pretzel there to pick up the first down and then some.
1st and 10 Eagles at the Badger 32. Remember now, this drive started at the Eagle 1-yard line.
Backs to either side of Brown, who stands in the gun. He steps back. Good protection. Now actually couldn't find anyone to throw to, and he had a couple guys bearing down on him, including Cooper Kassoon.
And they're going to get the Badger, one of the Badger linemen, for unnecessary roughness on the Eagle quarterback. So this is going to be, I think, 15 yards against the Badgers.
And the way Flag's been moving the ball on this drive, well, the Badgers can ill afford to give them a helping hand.
So the Eagles will have it 1st and 10 at the Badger 17-yard line.
Brown in the gun, backs on either side of them. 2 receivers out to the far side for the Eagles. Brown hands that one off to Wetzel. Wetzel puts his head down and then goes down to the ground. As it looks like we have number 13, Rutger Funkin on the tackle. And Kelly, did a flag come out there? Yes, it did. Man, oh man, we've got a lot of flags in this game already.
Yeah. The Eagle running back picked up about 2 yards on the play. Officials are still discussing the penalty.
And we're going to get confirmation here. Yep.
Some kind of a personal foul against the Eagles. It's going to bring the ball all the way back to the Badger 31.
So a lucky break there for the Badgers, as now it's Flagstaff who commits a huge penalty. Now they got a little more ground to make up. $7:50 to go here in the second quarter. Badgers on top 7-0. 2nd and long now for the Eagles. Brown scrambling, now throws to the far side, intended for A.J. Valdez.
Ball was thrown out of bounds. Going to be 3rd down.
But up on the scoreboard, Kelly, they changed it now to 2nd and 15. Should be 3rd and 15 now, and it is. 3rd and 15 for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's more than 15 yards. It's more like about 22 yards. 3rd and 22. Ball sitting at the Badger 31.
Brown all by himself in the gun. 3 receivers deployed to the near side. Throw down the middle, and it's caught by number 42 for Flagstaff, Aeneas Cleary. Well, that is certainly not going to be enough for a first down for Flagstaff.
Gonna bring up 4th and 11. The ball sitting at the Badger 19-yard line. They've got to go down to the 7-yard line to get a first down.
Ryder Myers coming in, and he's going to try to kick a field goal. Standing at the 25-yard line. Low snap, there's the kick, and it is good.
It's good.
So Ryder Myers puts Flag on the board with a field goal. 7-3 the score. Badgers still on top of the Eagles. 6:46 left to go in the second quarter. Let's take a 30-second break here on our Badger football broadcast. We'll be back with more from the NAU Sky Dome right after this.
Did you know that Prescott True Value has a new department with its own building? That's right, Last Chance Clearance Center is now open in the historic gas station adjacent to Prescott True Value. A one-of-a-kind bargain center with everything 50% to 90% off. That's right, everything is at least 50% off all the way to 90% off. Last Chance Clearance Center is open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 to 5. Stop in and check out all the amazing bargains right next door to Prescott True Value at 826 Miller Valley Road in Prescott.
And we are back here at the NAU Sky Dome. John Russ Kelly Court is with you. 7-3 is our score. Ryder Myers coming in, kicking a 36-yard field goal for the Eagles. Now looks like Ryder Myers back in there to kick this ball away. Josiah Peoples gets it around the 7-yard line. Now he finds a gap through the middle, makes the cut, and then tackled from behind and hauled down at about the 37-yard line.
Good run back by Josiah.
Josiah Peoples, he will be our senior spotlight at halftime. And folks, by the way, because of some technical issues, we won't be playing that senior spotlight interview on our video live stream. You can listen to it on the radio side at 1490 AM and 103.5 FM. Also at kyca.info. And we will have that interview posted on kyca.info tomorrow. Badgers 1st and 10 from their own 37. And Adam Lloyd taken down by number 22 for Flagstaff, Zane Palmer.
Off tackle play on the left side of the Badger line, picked up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down 7 at the Badger 40-yard line.
Adam Lloyd so far tonight, 4 carries for 40 yards for Prescott. Kassoon in motion. The give again is to Lloyd. Lloyd gets hung up in the backfield, but I think he was able to keep his legs moving enough to at least get up to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good pursuit by the defensive line of the Eagles. Going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Ball sitting at the Badger 41.
5:45 left to go in the second quarter. Prescott on top of Flag 7-3. One receiver deployed out to the far side for the Badgers, moving right to left across your screen or your radio dial, depending on how you're following us. Tennette fakes the give, avoids a sack. Now he turns, he's running, and he's got the 1st down and then some, and finally run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And boy, oh boy, was there a nice gap there for Uriah Tennette to run through, Kelly.
One of the reasons is Uriah made a great fake to number 2, Johan Gunderman, and a number of Flagstaff Eagles went on to Gunderman, left that whole right end area wide open. Badgers 1st and 10 at the Eagle 36.
3 receivers out to the near side. Peoples in motion. Tennette rolling to the near side. Now finds another large hole. Tennette takes advantage of it, still on his feet, and finally hurled to the ground at the 25-yard line. Another 1st down for Prescott, as the tackle there made by number 17, Ethan Suda.
He hesitated in throwing the football right before he got to the line of scrimmage, and then just tucked the ball underneath his arm and ran it all the way down to the Eagle 24. 1st and 10 Badgers. And
a nice clear path there for Tennette to run as well, as there's the handoff. And it looks like that's Jacob Chamberlain with the ball, and Chamberlain runs and then dives his way to about a 3-yard gain.
We're going to call it 2nd and 8, John. 2nd and 8, the ball sitting at the Eagle 22.
Peoples going out to the near side. Johan Gunderman on the far side for Prescott. Backs to either side of Uriah Tennette. He hands off to Isaac Brazino. Brazino gets some good blocks, still on his feet, and then, well, flag on the play as Brazino finally tripped up at the 10-yard line. And we'll see what this flag is going to be. And
got a hold. Going to be a hold.
Yep. Well, no wonder Isaac had a lot of room to run there.
Obviously, in high school football, we don't know exactly who the penalty's on, like we do in college and pro football.
And, of course, we'll have some college football here Saturday afternoon, Kelly. NAU going to host Idaho State.
So the penalty is marked from the spot of the foul. So it will be 2nd down and 12, the ball sitting at the Eagle 26-yard line.
Brazino coming out of the game. Uriah Tennette. Well, let's see, he might go under center for this play. And it looks like he will. There's the give to Lloyd. No, a fake give. Tannett still with the ball. Tannett rolling, trying to get away from a sack, and then runs into number 22 for Flagstaff, Zane Palmer. And Tannett may have picked up about 3 or 4 yards on that one.
Well, they're gonna say only picked up about none. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 at the Eagle 24. I guess he did pick up 2 yards because it was 2nd and 12.
Big third down play coming up here for the Badgers as they have the ball at the Eagle 24-yard line. 3:10 remaining in the second quarter. Prescott on top 7-3. Tannett goes to the far side, and oh man, another flag on the play. Ball caught, I think that was by Cooper Kassoon. That's probably going to be erased by the 10,000th flag we've had in this game.
More than likely, it's another holding call. Badgers are walking back.
Can we go more than 2 minutes without a flag being thrown?
We've seen no indication by the head referee yet. In fact, I think he's the one that threw the flag.
Yeah, they are walking it back. Yep,
It's
hold
a
for
hold.
Prescott. And Kelly, this is the kind of stuff, all these flags come in, this has just got to kill your momentum and kill your rhythm.
Yeah, it's going to bring the ball all the way back to the Eagle 34. It's going to be 3rd and 20. 3rd and 20 from the Eagle 34.
Cooper Kassoon going to stand at the end of the line. Uriah Tannett all by himself and trips out to the far side. Now Kassoon getting over to the near
Badgers,
side for Prescott.
The shot clock was coming down to 0, and the Badgers had
The
to call
shot
a timeout.
clock?
Oh, the shot clock.
Basketball isn't for another month, Kelly.
Well, I was just talking to Uriah's dad this last week. He wants me to operate the shot clock at the Yavapai College basketball games this year. So I just had it on my mind.
Oh, man.
Excuse me, play clock.
Come on, we're still in football season, man. We can't be thinking about basketball right now.
It'll be very interesting to see what the play call here is for the Badgers. Obviously, it's going to involve most likely a pass.
And hopefully it'll go off without another flag being thrown.
Right.
Quite frankly, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing the color yellow. Again, 3rd and 20 for Prescott. They have the ball at the flag 34-yard line. 2:31 remaining in the second quarter. Badgers lead the Eagles 7-3. Kassoon going out to the near side, trips out to the far side. Tannett drops back, now hurls it down the middle of the field, and that's going to fall into the end zone for an incompletion.
He overthrew Josiah Peoples on that play. So the question is, with the ball sitting at the 34-yard line, probably too far for a field goal attempt.
And this isn't the only football going on in Badger Nation tonight. The new Prescott flag football team, they are down at Valley Christian tonight as well, and hopefully we can get you a score update on them later on in our broadcast.
The number 2 ranked Badgers. Badgers are in punt formation.
Gunderman kicking that one over to the near side. And that one's going to bounce out of bounds before Wyatt Ramsgate can get to it. Hey, folks, tonight's game is sponsored by, in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals in Prescott, Chino, Dewey, the Verde Valley, and Flagstaff, where good enough just isn't.
So the ball is placed at the Eagle 14-yard line where they'll have it 1st and 10.
Brown gives the ball to Wetzel. Wetzel gets hung up in the backfield, pushes his way through. Looks like he does pick up a yard before he is finally dropped by, that looks like number 53, Frank Huami.
They are going to mark it at the 17-yard line, so he picked up, according to the officials, he picked up 3. 2nd down and 7.
Brown in the gun, one back next to him. He drops back, makes the throw. Wetzel with the catch. Wetzel at the 20-yard line, and Wetzel run out of bounds at about the 25. Adam Lloyd with the pursuit there on the pretzel.
Going to be a yard short on that pass play. Going to bring up 3rd and 1. The ball sitting at the Eagle 23.
Trips out to the near side for the Eagles. The give is to Garcia. Garcia going up the middle, gets wrapped around from behind. Oh, man, and now we get another flag coming in on the far side. That was away from the play, and I think we're going to get some extracurricular activity. And I think it might be against Johan Gunderman, as he was kind of in the middle of the Flagstaff bench there.
I was watching the play. I didn't see what was going on out of bounds. The official here on the near side is the one that threw the flag. Personal foul is going to be against the Badgers, 15 yards.
Well, this is something Cody Collette is definitely going to address his team on after this half. And minute 37 remaining before we go into halftime.
Eagles have it 1st and 10 at their own 41.
Again, trips out to the near side for Flagstaff. Lone receiver over to the far side. Brown takes a couple steps back, now throws down the field, and almost a good catch there by number 5, Chase Carlson.
Kenny Miller-Terry was defending and did a good job in pass coverage. 2nd and 10.
Again, trips out to the near side for the Eagles. Brown from the gun, got a running back standing next to him. Brown throws to the far side, and I was about to say, no, not another flag. Come on.
They're gonna throw a pass interference call. I'm trying to pick up the Badger number. Is that number 12, Kenny Miller-Terry?
I believe you are correct there, Kelly.
Yeah, they're going to call pass interference on him. Yeah, that's what it is. So the ball's being marched down to basically the spot of the foul. Flagstaff has it 1st and 10 at the Badger 44.
Brown in the gun, Garcia standing next to him. Trips to the near side for the Eagles. Brown throw to the far side, and almost getting a hand on that one looks like number 22, Josh Police.
That's right. The ball was thrown behind the receiver because, again, the Eagle quarterback had to rush the throw because of the good pursuit by the Badger defensive front.
2nd and 10 now for the Eagles at the Badger 41, $1:17 to go in the 2nd quarter. 7-3, Prescott on top. Brown, couple steps back, now throws, and there's the catch by number 42, Aeneas Clary, who gets run out of bounds at around the 37-yard line.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 2. Minute 11 left in the half. Ball sitting at the Badger 37-yard line.
Trips now moved out to the far side. 2 receivers to the near side. All alone in the backfield is quarterback Chase Brown. He rolls to his right now. Short throw, and that one's going to get thrown out of bounds.
He threw that ball away to avoid the sack. So it's going to bring up fourth. We're going to call it 4th and 2.5. Minute 4 left. 4th down.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Eagles will go for it here.
All receivers deployed for Flagstaff. Brown all by himself in the gun. Wetzel in motion. Flips the ball to Wetzel. Wetzel bobbles it, and there's the fumble recover. Oh, no. They're just going to say it's an incomplete pass. Either way, it's Badger possession as that was done on 4th down. And that looked more like a pitch than a pass to me, Kelly.
It was an inside pitch, which is a forward pass as long as the pitch goes forward, which it did. So the Badgers will take over on downs on their own 37-yard line.
One minute left to go in the half as Josiah Peoples comes out to the near side for Prescott. Tennett rolling to his right, now making the throw. Oh, goes right through the hands of Eli Allen.
So it's bring up 2nd down and 10. 55 seconds left to go in the half. Again, the ball on the Badger 37-yard line.
Second time tonight that ball has been on target to Allen, and Allen just coming up short catching it.
Ball was up above his head, and it just went right through his hands.
Peoples coming over to the near side. Faking the give to Gunderman. Now Tennett trying to run away from the sack. Now he has some room. Makes the throw. And making the catch is Josiah Peoples. And as Peoples goes to the ground, he gets run into. I think that was by number 3, Brady Corcoran. I think Peoples is looking up at the officials going, do I get a late hit there? And the officials went, no.
1st and 10 Badgers at the Eagle 31. Clock is ticking. 37 seconds and running. Badgers just took their second timeout. Eagles have 2 timeouts left. The Badgers have 1 here in the first half.
While we got this time, folks, I want to remind you are listening to Badger football here on the news. 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, where the time is 7:55 up here in Flagstaff, where it's, I'm sure, pretty darn chilly outside tonight, but we're in a dome, so we don't care.
Well, I remember the days before this dome was built. There were some cold football games played at the old Lumberjack Stadium.
And your dad refereed a lot of them, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I'm sure he brought out the Long Johns with him for those games. Trips out to the far side for Prescott. 1st and 10. Badgers at the Eagle 31. Tennett rolling to the far side. Line drive throw, and there's the catch by Prescott. And dragged down to the ground is the receiver. That's number 2, Johan Gunderman.
It's a 1st down. Ball right at the Eagle 20.
First catch tonight by Gunderman. Badgers right back at it with 18 seconds left to go. Tennett rolling to the far side. He's looking, got time. There's the throw, and a leaping catch made by Johan Gunderman. Breaks through a couple of tackles at the 5. Gunderman now brought down at the 2-yard line. I think he got out of bounds.
Caught the ball at about the 10-yard line and then made a good jab step fake to get outside, and the ball's being placed right down at the Eagle 3-yard line, and I think the Badgers just took their last time out.
Mm-hmm.
All the ball's being placed now at the 2, where it'll be 1st and goal Badgers with only 7 seconds left to go in the half. This would be a major momentum builder here if the Badgers can take it into the end zone right before the half.
Well, especially after all the penalties that the Badgers have compiled here in this first half. Probably killed a couple of really good drives they had going. and certainly benefited Flagstaff. But even with all the penalties, Kelly, Flag only able to put 3 points up on the board in this half.
Yeah, it's kind of been, at times, a bend but don't break defense by the Badgers.
Well, now the Eagles, well, they don't have much room to bend here with the ball on the 2-yard line. Tannett with the handoff to Lloyd. Lloyd going forward, and Lloyd, I think he got dropped right near the goal line.
And that's going to end the half. The Eagles stopped Adam Lloyd right at the 1-yard line.
And now both sides going to the locker room here at the NAU Sky Dome. A great defensive stand there at the goal line by the Eagles. And we've hit halftime here in Flagstaff with the score, the Badgers 7 and the Eagles 3. So we'll take a break here on our broadcast. We'll come back with the halftime show. Again, folks, on the radio side, we have our halftime interviews. Josiah Peoples is our senior spotlight tonight. And our other halftime interview, we have libero Ray Bennett from the Prescott volleyball team. If you're watching our live stream and you missed those interviews, don't worry about it, folks. We will have them posted on our website, kyca.info, tomorrow. So break time here on our Prescott football broadcast, and we'll be back with the halftime show after this.
Savings are in full view with great discounts on our American-made blinds and shutters here at Blind Brothers, Arizona. Hi, this is Jeremy, and if your window treatments are in need of an upgrade, then now is the time to shop with us during our 45th anniversary sale. Save on Hunter Douglas and Lafayette product lines with a variety of blinds, shutters, and custom fabrics. Whether you've been with us since the beginning or just moved to town, we invite you to celebrate this milestone with us. Book a free consultation today and visit blindbrothersaz.com.
And welcome back to the NAU Skydome. John Rust, Kelly Cordes with you here. It's halftime, and our score is 7-3 in favor of Prescott, and maybe a little bit of a lower scoring game than we expected, Kelly, but like you said, it's one of those things where the defenses have been bending but not breaking.
Well, one of the things that has hurt both teams are penalties.
Tell me about it.
And I think actually the penalties have hurt Prescott more than they've hurt Flagstaff. So, but anyway, you know, I have not done enough research on this, but I think I know Prescott was playing Flagstaff in football clear back in the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a period of time in the late 70s and 80s when Flagstaff was in a lower classification than the Badgers were. And then the Grand Canyon region was formed in about the mid-90s. And so except for about a 20-year period of time, this football rivalry has probably been going on 65, 70 years.
In fact, I know for you, Kelly, and you've said this many times to me, for you, the rivalry isn't Prescott versus Bradshaw, which actually that's going to be our game next Thursday as well. For you, the rivalry is Prescott and Flagstaff.
Oh, it was definitely Flagstaff. You know, my students, when I was teaching at Prescott High School, used to ask me, how was the rivalry between the Bradshaw and Prescott when you were in school? I said, there was no Bradshaw High School when I was in school. So the rivalry was definitely Flagstaff.
Well, not only Flagstaff, but, you know, some good games with Mingus as well. And, of course, we will be seeing them in the regular season finale. And, you know, even Prescott and Coconino have had some pretty darn good games as well. In fact, that's going to be the Badgers' next home game, November 1st. They will be taking on Coconino.
And Coconino, I think, is a little bit down this year from what they've been the last 2 years. However, I think they've got a good coaching staff, and you know, it was a pretty good football game apparently between Bradshaw and Coconino a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. In fact, Coconino was ahead 20-7 at the half, and Bradshaw ended up winning that game 27-20.
Yeah, Trenton Bunkers coming up with a big interception in the end zone with, I think, about 30 seconds left to go, and that sealed the deal. But again, you know, and it's kind of funny because, again, Bradshaw, they start the season 0-2. Now they've rattled off a 4-game winning streak, and they head into Mingus tomorrow with a 4-2 record. And, well, that's just typical of a Bob Young coach team where they may not start out all that great, but halfway through the season, Coach Young has got them firing on all cylinders.
Well, we've talked about it coming up the hill, coming up to Flagstaff today. You know, I just always have had a ton of respect for Coach Young. And, you know, he'll have the Bears ready to play next week.
Yeah. And again, that game is going to be over at Bradshaw Mountain, Prescott versus Bradshaw. That will be another Thursday night game like tonight. And yeah, folks, I know sometimes it takes a bit of getting used to for a football game to be taking place on a Thursday night. But again, this goes back to, well, an issue that isn't just affecting Arizona, but probably affecting every state in the union, and that is the lack of officials. And that's why we're playing on a Thursday night, because they just didn't have enough officials to cover this game for a Friday.
Now, that's not the excuse why Conference USA plays their football games on either a Tuesday or Wednesday night. I stayed up a little bit and watched UNLV, UTEP beat Florida International last night, and that was UTEP's very first win of the year, and that was played down in the Sun Bowl at El Paso, and you know, they have games on Tuesday and Wednesday nights because of television. So.
Well, don't have that luxury here when it comes to officiating, and I know there's been a big push trying to get more and more people into officiating. And hopefully over the next few years we will get some more. But at least the good thing is they were able to schedule this before the season got going, because how many times over the last few years, Kelly, we've been saying, okay, we got a game here on a Friday night, and then like 3 or 4 days before, it's like, No, we got to switch it to a Thursday. In fact, I think that happened last year with our game over at Kingman involving Lee Williams.
That's exactly right. It was at Lee Williams when the game was moved from Friday to Thursday. So, it's a lesson to all of us not to be too harsh on the officials.
Yeah.
Because, if we're real harsh on the officials, maybe we should go to some officials meetings and go and officiate.
Yeah. I mean, I've always maintained that, hey, if you're going to be an official, you got to develop a thick skin. But there's always, as I say, there's a line that you've got here. I mean, it's one thing to, boo what you think is a bad call. It's like, look, that's just part of the game. But when you start getting verbally abusive, when you start throwing out, swear words, when you start making threats, when you start following officials into the parking lot, that's like, okay, you really got to dial it down here because that is just unacceptable behavior.
Yeah, exactly. And so we have to have a lot of respect for people officiating. It's not like they're getting paid big bucks.
Yeah. But again, like I said, it's like you got to develop a little thick skin. You can't let every little thing bother you. I mean, and people are probably going to say, well, why don't you get down there and, take that criticism? Look, I've taken criticism for what I've done on the air, for novels I've written. I actually had one reviewer of one of my books call me a sexist for crying out loud. But I just went, oh, well, okay, he's not a fan, but you know what? That book has 4.5 stars on Amazon, so I'm not going to get too upset about it.
One of the things you have to guard against as a coach is you start worrying about the officials more than you're worrying about your team. And I always had to worry about that when I was coaching. And I'm sure every coach has to deal with that.
Absolutely. So, again, hopefully this officiating crisis, can get resolved in a few years. And, again, there's got to be maybe cooler heads prevailing on both sides. And we won't have to play too many Thursday night football games.
Hey, I do want to give kudos to that Badger flag football player. I think her name's Delaney Courtney, who kicked about a 37-yard field goal the other night to beat Coconino 17-14 at Bill Shepherd Field. Yeah. I was there, and I tell you, I've gone to 2 Badger flag football games, and I like it. I'm glad they started the sport.
Exactly, and well, we've got a few more. And you know what? We do have a score from tonight's Prescott flag football game. They were down at Valley Christian, and the Lady Badgers getting the 14-0 win over Valley Christian as they keep on rolling. And next Tuesday will be the first time that we've seen the PowerPoint rankings for flag football this year on the AIA website.
And right now, the Republic has the Badger flag football team ranked number 2.
Okay.
And I forget who's ranked number 1. I looked it up, but I don't remember who's number 1.
Well, that's not the only score we have. Let's go to our Tri-City scoreboard here for halftime. And along with that 14-0 victory by the Prescott flag football team over Valley Christian, Chino Valley boys soccer, they got a 3-0 shutout win over Camp Verde. Excuse me. Also on the pitch going on right now, Embry-Riddle men, they're taking on Benedictine Mesa. That's a 0-0 score in the first half. Embry-Riddle women, they just whomped Benedictine Mesa in their game. Final score 7-0. Also, another flag football score we got for you tonight, folks. Mare losing to Tuba City 35-0. Prescott badminton team, they keep on rolling. A 9-0 win for them at Shadow Mountain tonight. Also tonight, we have the Prescott and Bradshaw Mountain volleyball teams going at it. Don't have an update on that, so hopefully we can get you a score before the end of our broadcast.
There are so many sports that go on at high schools anymore. It's a full-time job for an athletic director like Missy Townsend.
Full-time job for a sports reporter, too.
Yeah, and I give kudos to Missy. I think she does a great job as the athletic director at Prescott High School.
Absolutely, especially now that they've added flag football. And again, like you were saying, Kelly, kind of surprising that in Prescott's very first year, look how good they're doing. But the thing is, they have a lot of good athletes on that team. I think the bulk of the Prescott girls soccer team is on that flag football team.
And it's very fortunate that at the Class 4A level, that soccer and football are not at the same time. So those girls that are soccer players that play flag football can go right into soccer during the winter.
Well, that is right. And, well, the Flagstaff High School Marching Band finishing their show here. Looks like we had a little longer than normal halftime here at the NAU Sky Dome. And Flagstaff, they are coming back out on the field. And, Kelly, I don't see any sign of the Prescott football team yet. So I guess there's a lot of talking to that Coach Collette and his staff need to do with them before they come back out on the field.
Well, when the time expires for the half, teams are given an extra 3 minutes to get out and get ready for the kickoff. And we need to mention that the Badgers will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Also, I want to mention I need to come up and go to an NAU football game sometime. I don't think there's any better venue to watch a football game in the state of Arizona than right here in the Sky Dome.
Yeah, and we were talking about that when we got here. We got to see NAU finish up their practice here. And, you know, even if you're sitting kind of right below where we are at the press box, you still have a really good view of the field. It's almost like going to Findlay Toyota Center back down in Prescott Valley and watching a Wranglers game. You know, there's just not a bad seat in the house.
Oh, I think the first row of seats are only about 10 yards from the sideline. And then the seats are very well banked. And so you just feel like you're right on top of the action. Yeah. With the vast majority of seats here in the Sky Dome.
Yeah, it's not like when I went to State Farm Stadium a few years ago to see Metallica in concert, and I was actually up in the nosebleed section, and I'm like, well, I'm glad they got the big screens there on stage. Otherwise, I'd be like squinting my eyes going, is that James Hetfield down on stage, or is that an ant? I can't tell.
You're right.
Well, speaking of college football, again, NAU, they will be here this Saturday at 1 p.m. taking on Idaho State. Lumberjacks 3-4 on the season. Also, we do have ASU football on KYCA Saturday. And, folks, this is going to be a rather unusual start time, I guess. ASU, they are at Cincinnati. Kickoff for that game is going to be 9 o'clock in the morning. That means that our pregame show on KYCA will start at 8 o'clock. So what that means is no Tri-City Sports Roundup on this Saturday morning. Basically, our local talk show lineup for Saturday is going to be kaput by this ASU game. So no Tri-City Sports Roundup at 8. No Healthline with Dr. Hancock at 9. No Drive Time AZ at 10. No Eye on Prescott at 11. It's going to be ASU football Saturday morning. The 5-1 Sun Devils going up against Cincinnati, and they are in Ohio for that game. Of course, Sun Devils coming off that big 27-19 upset win over number 16 ranked Utah last Friday.
Kudos to Kenny Dillingham. He took over a mess just 23 months ago. And he has really turned that program around. Everybody was predicting that ASU was going to be last in the Big 12 this year. That's not going to happen. And I just think that Kenny Dillingham, by the way, who is a Chaparral High School graduate in 2003, I just think he is doing an incredible job for the Sun Devils right now.
Yeah, and of course some other sports going on. Kelly, Mets and Dodgers playing the National League Championship Series. I think you got a score update?
9-2 in the 8th. The Dodgers are over the Mets. Yeah, so that means if that score holds, all the Dodgers have to do is win tomorrow, and they're in the World Series.
Man, oh man, and yeah, that's the Dodgers after they creamed the Mets yesterday too.
9-0. Yeah, so I think the Dodgers are kind of on their way to being in a World Series.
And it might be one of those classic Yankee-Dodger World Series, depending on how the Yanks do against Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, and we know the Yanks, I believe the Yankees won today, and they now have the Yankees didn't win today. They got beat by the Guardians 7-5. So the Yankees do lead that series 2-1, with Game 4 being played in Cleveland tomorrow.
All right. And, of course, folks, some more football, high school football tomorrow on the usual Friday. Bradshaw Mountain, they're going to be in Cottonwood tomorrow, taking on Mingus. Again, Bradshaw 4-2. Chino Valley, they're looking to get off the schneid. They got shut out by Kingman last week. Cougars 2-5. They got to make the long trip to Window Rock tomorrow. And, well, no game for Mare tomorrow as they actually wrapped up their season last week. And congratulations to the Wildcats as they picked up their first win of the season, a 50-30 victory over Maryvale Prep. And I know it's been kind of a rough patch there for the Wildcats the last couple of years. So nice to see them finish off their season with a win. Hopefully that will lead to bigger and better things for them in 2025.
And I'm going to Baghdad tomorrow night.
More 8-man football for you, huh, Kelly?
Big 8-man football game in Baghdad tomorrow night. They play Kingman Academy. Baghdad is ranked 2nd in power points, and Kingman Academy is ranked 4th. So, and the Sultans have only lost one game this year to the defending Class 1A champion, Hayden. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if those two teams meet again.
It does amaze me, Kelly, that little mining town there of Baghdad where you actually taught for a few years. It's amazing how year after year they put together some of the top football teams in the 1A conference.
They do. Every year they're in the Final Four every year.
In fact, I remember seeing them in action. This is several years ago. They actually, I think it was a state semifinal game. They actually played it over at Bradshaw Mountain High School, so I got to see them in action.
Yeah. An 8-man football is quite a game, isn't it?
Yeah. Whether it's indoor or outdoor, because that's what the Wranglers play in the IFL 8-man football.
Yeah. Yeah, and Baghdad, Dalton Mills is the head coach over there at Baghdad, and he does a great job with their baseball team. Mm-hmm. They're always in the Final Four in baseball as well. So.
Yeah. Well, again, you get a lot of great athletes coming out of that little town, don't you?
Well, it's people that are familiar with Yavapai County finances know how important that mine is over there.
How long did you teach over at
5 years.
Oh, man.
1980 to 85.
And you were the basketball coach over there,
Yeah, and I was the athletic director.
Oh, man.
And it felt like sometimes chief cook and bottle washer as well.
Well, the second half is about to get underway of a low-scoring game here. Badgers on top 7-3, and it will be the Badgers to receive the kick from Flagstaff. Uriah Tanett with a 7-yard touchdown run. That is responsible for Prescott's lone score. Meanwhile, Flagstaff, they got a 36-yard field goal from Ryder Myers. And Ryder Myers will kick this one away.
Let's see if the Badgers can generate some offense this half, John.
Offensive opportunities have been few and far between. And here comes the run back. And this is by Johan Gunderman. And Gunderman finds a little gap there, makes a turn, and gets taken down at the 30-yard line. Number 80, Jason Laughing, getting the tackle.
Yeah, a good run back, about a 28-yard run back. Badgers will have it 1st and 10 at their own 30.
Uriah Tanett, 90 passing yards tonight for him. Tanett with the running back behind him. 2 receivers out to the far side. Badgers moving left to right across your radio dial or your screen, depending on how you're following us. Give us to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd makes a cut, goes up the middle, does find a little bit of a gap, and that gap gets shut down. And Lloyd stopped on that run. It looked like that was Brennan Keems who got the final hit there on Adam Lloyd, but Lloyd does pick up about 5 yards.
Actually, we're going to call it 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. The ball sitting at the Badger 36.
Tanett from the gun. Gunderman in motion. Give again is to Adam Lloyd, and Lloyd skips over one tackler, moves forward, keeps those legs moving, and he picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, pick up about 8 yards. The ball out to the Badger 43, where it'll be 1st and 10 there. What I'm really liking so far, and I thought that I didn't mention it, John, that I wanted to see the Badgers really establish a good running game, and so far that's happened.
Adam Lloyd over the sidelines. Jacob Chamberlain now into the game. Backs to either side of Uriah Tanett. And there is the give to Isaac Brazino. Spins off one tackle. No, gets hung up by, it looks like, again, number 18, Brennan Keems. And the defensive end able to stop that run by Cool Breeze. But Brazino does look like he picks up about 5 or 6 yards there.
Picked up 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5. The ball sitting at the Badger 48.
$10:24 remaining in the third quarter. 7-3 Badgers. Tennett, another give to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd drags a couple of tacklers with him. He finally gets hauled down in Flagstaff territory at about the 48-yard line.
Going to say he picked up 3. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. They're going to mark the ball right at the Flagstaff Eagle 49-yard line.
Receivers to either side for the Badgers. Almost a bit of a wing T there for Prescott. Now Kassoon in motion. There's a give to Lloyd. Lloyd punches his way through the middle, and it looks like Adam Lloyd does pick up a first down.
Pickup of about 4. The ball, they're going to mark the ball down at the Flagstaff Eagle 47-yard line.
Adam Lloyd closing in on the century mark for rushing. He began the night with 414 rushing yards, also 5 rushing touchdowns. Had 2 rushing touchdowns in Prescott's last game back on October 4th versus Lee Williams. And Lloyd, actually that's Jacob Chamberlain running over to the near side, running, now turning, and gets halted by number 22, Zane Palmer.
Running right around right end, and he picked up 7 yards. Badgers have it at the Eagle 40-yard line where it's 2nd down and 3.
Tennett in the gun, looks like that's Chamberlain behind him with a receiver to either side. Chamberlain gets the ball, puts his head down, bowls forward, and I think he came up just shy of a first down. No, he didn't.
They're going to give it to him.
Okay.
They're going to mark the ball at the Eagle 37, 1st and 10 Badgers.
Well, Chamberlain must have got that first down by just a hair, but hey, good enough is good enough. First down for the Badgers here with 8:25 left to go in the third quarter. They have the ball at the Flagstaff 37-yard line. Lloyd with, oh no, fake to Lloyd. Tennett has the ball. Tennett finds a big gap. Still on his feet, breaks through a tackle. Tennett at the 20, at the 10. Tennett into the end zone for the touchdown. And folks, no yellow hankies on the field.
He made a good fake to Adam Lloyd, and the right end area was wide open. And there were 2 guys that had a shot at him, but he made some good jab step moves at him and was able to take it on into the end zone.
Second rushing touchdown of the night, 8th on the season for Tennett as Gunderman with the PAT, and that is good. 8:09 left to go in the third quarter, and the Badgers increase their lead. It's 14-3 over the Eagles. Let's take a 30-second break here on our football broadcast. We will be back after this.
Savings are in full view with great discounts on our American-made blinds and shutters here at Blind Brothers, Arizona. Hi, this is Jeremy, and if your window treatments are in need of an upgrade, then now is the time to shop with us during our 45th anniversary sale. Save on Hunter Douglas and Lafayette product lines with a variety of blinds, shutters, and custom fabrics. Whether you've been with us since the beginning or just moved to town, we invite you to celebrate this milestone with us. Book a free consultation today and visit blindbrothersaz.com.
And we're back here at the NAU Sky Dome where Uriah Tennett continues to do Uriah Tennett things. A 37-yard touchdown run for the senior quarterback, and it's a 14-3 lead for Prescott. As Johan Gunderman is going to put that in the end zone. Actually, I called that one about 5 seconds before that ball landed in the end zone because, well, that's what happens all the time.
I really think he could go on and kick for somebody at the next level.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, you were mentioning, Kelly, hopefully there's an NAU coach here watching Mr. Gunderman and going, hey, we could use a guy like that on our team.
Yeah. Well, 1st and 10, Eagles at their own 20.
Chase Brown, once again leading the Eagle offense. He's been their starting quarterback since his freshman season. Give is to Wetzel, and Wetzel, oh man, a big wrap up and a big throw down onto the ground.
That was Adam Lloyd that made the first hit on the Eagle running back. There was actually a loss of 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 12 from the Eagle 18.
Well, Adam Lloyd showing off his wrestling abilities. Lloyd, 2-time state placer for the Prescott wrestling team. Valdez in motion, faking the give is Brown. He tries to run. He gets wrapped up around the ankles and dropped to the synthetic turf. Trying to see who the Badger was who made that stop. It looks like it was number 40.
Was it 42?
I think it might have been number 40, Dustin Davis, who got that stop.
I think you're right. I think it is number 40.
Some of those pink numbers can be hard to read from our vantage point up here at the NAU press box, folks.
Another loss. It's 3rd and 15 from the Eagle 15.
Brown from the gun. He steps back, makes the throw, and almost caught by number 2, Jaden Wetzel. But right there on top of him was number 12, Kenny Miller-Terry for Prescott. And KMT doing a great job of coverage there on Wetzel.
Wetzel would have had the ball, but basically as he began to catch it, Kenny Miller-Terry knocked it out of his hands. 4th down, and the Eagles are in punt formation.
Gavin Franklin rushing out onto the field to take his place. Also coming out for Flagstaff, number 17, Ethan Suda. And now it looks like the Eagles got all their personnel deployed. There's the punt. Wobbly punt that drops right around the 40-yard line, then bounces back to the 35-yard line.
That's a 15-yard punt. The Badgers had a rush on the punter, and he didn't get off a very good punt, and that punt only went 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. So the Badgers have it in Eagle territory. Actually, they're marking the ball at the 34-yard line of Flagstaff.
Great field position for the Badgers to begin this drive. And again, Prescott on top, 14-3, 6:48 to go in the third quarter. John Rust, Kelly Court is with you for the call of tonight's game. There's the handoff to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd getting a couple of good blocks, dives forward, and maybe picks up about 3 yards on that play.
Yeah, we're going to call it 3 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. The ball's being placed at the Flagstaff Eagle 31. That was a big touchdown. Come out at the half and march down the field and score.
Kind of an I formation there for the Badgers. Tannett fakes the give to Lloyd. Tannett rolling. Tannett throwing to the end zone where it's caught. Johan Gunderman with the touchdown catch. A 31-yard touchdown hookup. Uriah Tannett to Johan Gunderman.
Oh, that was a perfectly thrown ball. Gunderman got behind the secondary, and he was able to catch the ball about 5 yards deep in the end zone.
And boy, oh boy, the Badgers coming out with renewed life here as Johan Gunderman once again puts it through the uprights. 6:13 left to go in the third quarter, and the Badgers are extending their lead over Flagstaff. 21-3 our score. Let's take a 30-second break on our broadcast. We will be back with more from the NAU Sky Dome right after this.
Hey, I'm Missy Townsend, Prescott High School Athletic Director. Prescott Unified School District is the place for you. We offer year-round opportunities for student athletes with our full lineup of fall, winter, and spring sports. Our certified and experienced coaches work with our student athletes to compete at the region and state levels. Whether it's in our intramural sports at Granite Mountain, taking part in one of the 6 sports programs at Mile High Middle School, or finding your place in one of the 19 different programs at Prescott High School, we want to see you be part of our tradition of excellence. Once a Badger, always a Badger.
And we are back here at the NAU Skydome. John Rust, Kelly Cordes, as Johan Gunderman kicks that one. Actually, that's going to fall, I think, just out of the end zone there. As the Badgers, 31-yard touchdown pass, Uriah Tenet to Johan Gunderman to make this score 21-3. And Kelly, I don't know if Coach Cody Collette gave some kind of Denzel Washington-type speech in the locker room, but something has certainly inspired the Badgers here to play out of their minds here in the early on in the second quarter.
They couldn't have come out and played any better so far. 1st and 10, Eagles at their own 20.
And now Flagstaff with quite a bit of ground to make up here as that run doesn't go for very much. Looks like that was Wetzel again. And boy, oh boy, the Badgers were really ready for Jacob Wetzel there. Looks like Brody Hanna, one of the guys in on the tackle there for Prescott, along with number 53, Frankie Huami.
The last several Flagstaff plays, the Badgers have tackled the Eagles behind the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 11.
Brown. And there's another handoff. That looks like it's Wetzel. This time Wetzel does get a little room over on the near side and gets run out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
That is going to be a first down. A couple good blocks thrown on the left end side. And Wetzel was able to run for about 11 yards. 1st and 10, Eagles at their own 30.
Jaden Wetzel last year made the All-Grand Canyon Region first team. Good chance of him making the All-Region first team this year, as well as, almost a catch there by A.J. Valdez. And Valdez looked like he had a good beat on that, Kelly, and the ball just went through his hands as he had Trace Overton in his back pocket. That's about the 3rd or 4th pass we've seen in this game from Flagstaff, where it looked like it was on target with the receivers, and they just missed it.
Well, it was good, very good coverage by Trace Overton. He was right there. So 2nd and 10. Ball on the Eagle 30-yard line.
And there's the handoff. It's Wetzel again, and Wetzel gets tripped up by the Badgers. Looks like it was Brody Hanna again in on the tackle, and I think that was also Frankie Huami too.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Badgers are winning the line of scrimmage that they weren't in the very first quarter of the ball game. They are getting penetration, the Badger defensive front, that is.
3rd and 13 now for Flagstaff. Brown being pursued, and now we get a flag on the play. There's the throw. Misses the intended receiver, but again, there was a flag that came in just as the pursuit began on Chase Brown. And while we're waiting for the decision on the flag here, folks, tonight's Badger broadcast is sponsored by Arizona Seamless Gutters, quality people, products, and service you can trust.
Usually where the flag is thrown, it's a holding call, and it was holding against the Eagles, and the Badgers are going to decline that penalty, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 13 for Flagstaff. The ball's sitting at the Eagle 27-yard line right now. I mean, I would think they have to punt the football here.
Uriah Tenet back to receive the punt. Tenet catches it around the 35-yard line. Now finding a difficult time getting forward progress, but he does, and then gets dragged down at about the 40-yard line, and it looks like that was number 13, Conrad Porer, who got the stop there on Tenet. Brings that ball to the 41-yard line. Mentioned Arizona Seamless Gutters, Kelly. You know what that means. In another month or so, we're going to be seeing Travis Stedman in the gym there at Prescott High School getting ready for the basketball season. And, of course, we'll be seeing Uriah Tenet and Josiah Peoples out on that court.
Along with Zane Gall.
Uh-huh. He's doing a pretty good job on the Prescott golf team this fall.
Yes.
There's a handoff to Lloyd, and I think Lloyd actually ran into his own guy. Still some good forward progress there, and well, actually going to say about a yard.
Got a yard.
Thought he got a little more than that, but they're going to say a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and 9 now, and Lloyd coming out of the game.
At the Badger 42.
4:10 remaining in the third quarter. Now there's the give to Chamberlain. No, Tenet fakes the give. He has the ball. He makes the big turn. Tenet with the first down and then some. Down the sideline at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, at the 10. And Tenet goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Uriah Tenet, another great fake there.
Do we have a flag on the play?
I don't think so. I wonder if they're saying Tenet might have stepped out. Oh, yep, there's the flag.
There is
right
the
around
flag.
The 30-yard line.
Going to have a hold. I think that's going to be a hold. The flag was thrown down on around the 28-yard line. Actually, the 26. So it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's still going to be a Badger first down. Badgers will have it 1st and 10 at the Eagle 36. So obviously the holding penalty was called down the field as Uriah Tenet was running down the sideline.
Under 4 minutes left to play here in the third stanza. 21-3, Badgers on top of the Eagles. Couple of winning streaks on the line here. Prescott winners of their last 4 in a row. Eagles winners of their last 3 in a row. Isaac Brazino with the ball. He bounces off of a couple of tackles, then goes in the wrong direction, and then finally brought down.
They're going to give him forward progress up to the 35. So it's going to be a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 for the Badgers.
.327 remaining here in quarter number 3. 2 receivers out to the near side for Prescott. And actually it's Tenet who's going to run with the ball at the 30-yard line and then gets wrapped up, thrown to the ground. Number 7, Tuffy Callender, doing a good job getting hold of Uriah and flinging him to the ground. But Uriah Tenet does pick up some pretty good yardage, about 7 or 8 yards on that run by Tenacious T.
Yeah, pickup of about 8 yards. It's going to bring up, actually 7. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2. The ball sitting at the Eagle 28.
Well, big defensive stand needed here by Flagstaff. And Tenet with the give to Isaac Brazino. Brazino trying to make the cut. We got a flag on the play as Brazino just could not find any room for forward progress. Gets dropped to the ground. But again, flag on the play. We'll see what this one is.
Actually lost a yard on the play.
While we're waiting for the official's call, KYCA's Badger football broadcast is sponsored in part by the city of Prescott, offering beautiful hiking trails and parks in everyone's hometown.
See what the official's indication is. It's a hold.
How many holding penalties has Prescott had tonight?
Oh, probably at least a half a dozen. So the ball's going to get marched all the way back to the Eagle 38, where it's going to be 3rd and 12.
Johan Gunderman at the near side for Prescott. And now it looks like Tenet kind of readjusting the offense here. He's bringing over Johan Gunderman and talking to him.
The play clock just started, so we've got plenty of time. I did say play clock.
Hand off to Brazino. No, Tanet still has the ball. Short pass over to Allen. Oh, come on, not another flag as Allen gets upended at the 16-yard line. Oh, not this again.
More than likely, it's going to be another hold. Let's see if that's the case. Pass play went all the way down to the Eagle 17-yard line. It was about a 20-yard pass play. So let's see what the official's indication is. Badgers are kind of walking back.
I can't even count how many penalties we've had in this game. Jeez Louise.
It's another hold on the Badgers. So it's going to be 10 yards back from the spot of the foul.
So it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 12 now for Prescott.
It's going to be more than that.
Yeah.
Going to be about 3rd and 22.
Yeah, they're walking it back now.
Ball all the way back to the Eagle 48.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 22.
Trips out to the far side for Prescott. Big play coming up here for Uriah Tanet and the Badgers. Tanet dropping back. Now scrambling under pressure. Tanet gets away from one sack. Now he's got some room. Tanet with the throw and well, misses. Actually, that came close to one of the Flagstaff players, number 32, Wyatt Ramsgate. But I'll tell you what, Kelly, give Tanet some credit because he avoided a couple sacks for all he was worth and still was able to throw that ball, just didn't get it in the hands of a Badger.
Well, I can tell you that I think that Cooper Kassoon was downfield and both Cooper and Uriah were complaining that Cooper was interfered with. But no flag. That's all right. Badgers are in punt formation.
I bit my tongue on what I wanted to say. I'm going to be good tonight for once. Punt by Gunderman. Gets that one over to the far side. Bounces at the 20, at the 15.
Oh, what a great punt.
And bounces into the Prescott cheerleaders.
Ball went out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Great punt by Johan Gunderman. Minute 39 left to go in the third quarter.
Flagstaff to take over on offense here as they trail 21-3. Flagstaff, they are going to make the trip out to Kingman next Friday to take on Lee Williams. And on Halloween night, they go across town to battle their rival, Coconino. And there's the give. That looks like it's Wetzel. Wetzel tried to avoid a tackle, couldn't do it. And he is hauled down by the ankles. And I want to say that was number 40. I think that might have been Dustin Davis, number 40.
I think it was.
Or it might have been Cooper Kassoon. I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of hard to read some of those pink numbers.
Yeah, 2nd down and 5. Ball's on the 16-yard line.
Brown with the throw. And no catch there. A.J. Valdez got his hands on it, but it looked like he got bumped from behind, but I think that was Overton, but no flag.
Trace Overton timed it just perfect. He came up and hit the player just as the ball got to him. That's the reason there's no flag on the play.
Minute 3 remaining in the third quarter. Third and 5. Ball at the 15-yard line for the Eagles. Brown winds up and throws right into the hands of number 5, Chase Carlson. Carlson takes off. He gets up close to the 40-yard line before he is dropped by the Badger defense.
Good pass by Chase Brown, the Eagle quarterback. 1st and 10 Eagles at their own 38.
Coming down to the final 40 seconds of the third quarter. As Flagstaff trying to put together a good drive here and get back in this game, down 21-3. Trips out to the near side. Brown backpedals, now throws down the middle of the field. Caught and then dropped by number 13 for Flagstaff, Conrad Porer.
And he was wide open. He was wide open.
So now 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the 38-yard line in flag territory. Two receivers out to the near side for the Eagles. One out to the near side for the Eagles, one out to the far side. Give is to Wetzel. Wetzel avoids an ankle tackle, makes the turn at the 45-yard line, bumped into, still on his feet, and Wetzel run out of bounds, but it looks like he got that first down. Isaac Brazino just not being able to get enough oomph on that shoulder tackle there.
Yeah, it was a run around left end and picked up several yards. 1st and 10 Eagles in Badger territory at the 48.
15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Brown fakes the handoff to Wetzel. Now Brown rolling to the far side, throwing down the far side, and it's caught and then dropped. Oh, man, I think that was Porer again. And Kelly, if he had caught that ball, I think he would have found pay dirt there as he got a hand on that ball right around just past the 20-yard line.
But it was good defense again on, I believe, number 17 for the Badgers, Trace Overton. Overton's had some pretty good coverage on receivers so far tonight.
2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. They have the ball at the Badger 48. 7 seconds left in the third quarter, and now we get whistles on the play. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a false start against Flagstaff.
And it's kind of good because there was a hole on the right side of the Flagstaff offensive line. Wetzel could have run for some yardage on that play. But it's going to bring up 2nd down and 15. The ball sitting back in Eagle territory at the 47.
Two receivers out to the far side, one to the near side. Brown, the running back next to him. A.J. Valdez in motion. Brown steps back, now rolls to the far side, makes the throw. Caught and then dropped by Chase Carlson out of bounds. Zeros on the clock now as the third quarter comes to an end here in Flagstaff. So we will take a break and we'll be back with quarter number 4 with our score. Prescott 21, Flagstaff 3. So let's take a 30-second break and we'll be back after this.
Tishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. Trust is a word that is rarely applied to certain areas of our society, nationally and locally. I'm sure you know what I mean. However, trust is what people do have when they vote a business the best of. Olson's has been voted the best of by the readers of not one, but 2 trusted media sources, the Daily Courier and Prescott Living in 2024. Both were for the best pet supply. There's a reason why our motto is good enough just isn't. We don't take you for granted. We're proud to constantly earn your business.
And didn't realize this, Kelly, but just as we went to break, we found out that there was actually a penalty on the play. So this is still the third quarter, but with no time left. 2nd and 20 for Flagstaff. There's the throw, and that one will go for naught as that skips across the artificial grass. And now that officially brings an end to the third quarter.
And it will be 3rd and 20 for the Eagles to begin the fourth quarter at their own 42-yard line.
And while we are waiting for the fourth quarter to get underway, I want to remind you that you are listening to Badger Football here on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, translator K278CN Prescott, where the time is 8:54. Also got another score to bring you folks as Bradshaw Mountain's flag football team got the win over Mojave tonight. Final score there, 17-6. Prescott, also their flag football team, shut out Valley Christian tonight by the score of 14-0. Kelly, I think you got an update on the NLCS.
Yeah, those are watching baseball. The Dodgers have defeated the Mets 10-2. And so the Dodgers take a 3-1 series lead. And one more win for the Dodgers in New York tomorrow will put them in the World Series.
And we could have one of those classic Yankee-Dodger World Series.
Yep, sure could. Does not look like it's going to be a Subway Series with the Mets not making it.
Hey, back in the 40s and 50s, it would have been a Subway Series if it was Yankees and Dodgers.
Yeah, that's right. First and 10, Eagles at their own 42. It's 3rd and 20, I should say.
Brown with the throw, short throw, caught by number 42, Cleary. And Cleary dropped by a horde of Badgers, including number 11, Josiah Peoples. Looked like Adam Lloyd also involved in that tackle.
Kudos to the Badgers defense. The Eagles ran a screen play to the right, and the Badgers were able to really defend that play well. So it's going to bring up 4th and 20 for the Eagles, obviously a punting situation. And who else but Uriah Tennant back to receive the punt?
Uriah Tennant's had a good game so far. Low snap. Tennant, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 throwing touchdown. And Tennant's just going to let that one bounce, and it's fielded by number 32, Ramsgate, right around the 25-yard line.
So the Badgers will start 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Also going on tonight, Prescott and Bradshaw Mountain battled it out on the volleyball court, and we're hoping to give you the result of that match before we leave the airwaves tonight. .11:06 to go here in the 4th quarter. Prescott looking to go 6-1 on the season, but they got a little ways to go for that to happen. And there is the give to Adam Lloyd. He makes a couple of cuts, finds a nice gap, bowls over a tackler, goes down the sidelines, run out of bounds, and runs into Coach Kronberg. And now we have a flag come flying in. And Kelly, I think there was some extracurricular activity there along the sidelines.
It was a late hit by one of the Flagstaff Eagles on Adam Lloyd.
And a really good run there by Adam Lloyd. A lot of good maneuverability there to pick up that first down.
He was run out of bounds right at the 50-yard line, but they're going to march this 15 yards down the field. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. The ball's going to end up down on the 35-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Badgers. That is the 35-yard line of Flagstaff.
Tennant from the gun. He scrambles to the near side, avoids an ankle tackle. Tennant now at the 30, running to the 25, and taken down from behind by number 44, Garrett DeGraff.
But he did pick up 10 yards as he slid down. Definitely does not want to get hurt for basketball, John.
Heck no.
1st and 10 Badgers at the Eagle 25.
Tennant getting the offense lined up. Gunderman going way out to the far side. Josiah Peoples on the near side. And there's the give to Jacob Chamberlain. He finds a nice little gap. And, he fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by Flagstaff. Number 35, Ryder Myers, going down the far side.
Yeah, Flagstaff Eagle reached out, knocked the ball out of number 10, Jacob Chamberlain's hands. And the Flagstaff Eagle just picked up the ball and ran the ball down the field a ways. It'll be Flagstaff ball, 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Ryder Myers, the kicker, getting some time in on defense and was able to pick up that fumble and made a nice return there. right up to, as Kelly said, the 26-yard line. And we'll see what the Eagles can do to take advantage of this as Brown throws to the far side and throws that one right past the intended receiver, and that's Jaden Wetzel.
Yeah, led him too far and kind of underthrew him as well. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Again, the ball at the 26 of Flagstaff.
By the way, we do have a final on that Prescott-Bradshaw Mountain volleyball match. Bradshaw Mountain with a 3-0 sweep over Prescott. Those two squads will meet again next Tuesday at Prescott High School. Brown drops back under pressure, makes the throw, just got rid of the ball before he got plowed into by Gunnar Parra. And Chase Brown still down. Gunnar Parra just running over him, kind of like an M1 Abrams tank over a Volkswagen.
Yeah, he really hit him. It was a legal hit. No flag on the play, and the Flagstaff quarterback, Chase Brown, he's still feeling the hit.
I think he's going to be feeling that into the middle of next week because Gunnar Parra really barreled into him.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. The Eagles have the ball at their own 26 still.
And we do have a timeout here, I believe.
This is
flag.
an official's timeout.
Oh, okay.
The referee called a timeout because he's saying that Chase Brown needs some attention.
Yeah, I wonder if it might be a little concussion protocol here, just to be on the safe side. And
could be. It certainly was not helmet-to-helmet contact. There would not be any targeting.
Well, it looks like Brown is holding his midsection, so it might be something with his ribs. Again, we're just speculating, folks. Hopefully, it's nothing serious.
And because Brown came out of the game due to injury, he has to sit out for at least one play. So the Eagles have a new quarterback.
Actually, it looks like it's going to be Jaden Wetzel taking over the signal calling. And now we get whistles on the play, and actually that wasn't Wetzel. It looks like
going to be offsides against the Badgers.
Actually, that's A.J. Valdez who took the snap for Flagstaff.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, tonight's game is brought to you by the Yavapai Food Bank, making a difference in Yavapai County since 1992. Thank you to all our Badger sponsors. Without them, we could not bring you tonight's game.
Yeah, offside penalty against the Badgers. 3rd and 5.
Valdez gets the low snap. And Valdez going to get sacked. And let's see who it is. It is number 53 for Prescott, Frankie Huami.
I tell you, that the coaching staff for the Badgers, they're playing lots of people tonight. A lot of people. So it's going to bring up 4th, and we're going to say 4th and 16. And the Eagles are in punt formation.
And Uriah Tennett back to receive the punt. And Tennett sees that one bounce at the 40-yard line. He's going to be content to let that one bounce and roll at the 35-yard line. Flagstaff defense coming out on the field. And Kelly, one name that we haven't called out a whole lot tonight that I thought we were going to call out for Flagstaff's defense, and that is number 17 for them, and that is Ethan Suda. This is a guy who came into the game with 10 sacks on the season, had 3.5 sacks on October 4th in Flag's last game against Mingus, but he's kind of been a non-factor in this game.
Yeah, but he hasn't faced a quarterback named Uriah Tennett before.
Yeah, Tennett might be the fastest quarterback Flagstaff has seen this year.
Oh, yeah.
Peoples in motion. Tennett rolling to the near side. Now he's going to backtrack. And he's got a lot of room to run now. And Tennett going to be run out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, close to a first down. And again, Kelly, how many times have we seen this where Uriah Tennett scrambles, and all of a sudden he finds wide open space on one part of the field and takes advantage of it?
Exactly, and he's quick enough to get to that side of the field that's open.
Okay.
So first and 10, Badgers have it at their own 44.
I was mistaken. I thought Tannett just missed getting the first down, but no, he did get it. And now Tenacious T finds a little bit of a gap. He scrambles, short throw over to number 20 for Prescott. And that is Luke Mason. And Mason getting the catch, getting good forward progress, and he picks up a first down for the Badgers.
Tannett scrabbling to his left. Saw Mason pretty wide open, about 10 yards down the field, and first down Badgers at the Flagstaff 45.
And this keeps the clock moving. 8:40 left to go in regulation with Prescott on top, 21-3. Tannett backs up. Now runs into his own guy, then backtracks. And now he does find a little bit of room. Avoids one tackle, avoids another tackle. Uriah Tannett slipping past about 5 or 6 tackles and just is able, actually they're going to say he lost a yard, but Kelly, he lost 1 yard. If Tannett didn't have that speed and slipperiness there, it could have been
10.
about, yeah, exactly.
Second down and 11. Ball sitting at the Flagstaff Eagle 46-yard line.
Even when things don't go Uriah Tannett's way, he still finds a way to make it work out to his advantage.
You got it.
Tannett with the throw, and wide open making the catches, Johan Gunderman, as Gunderman gets wrapped up and taken down to the ground on the far side, but that's still going to be a Badger first down.
There was miscommunication by the Eagle secondary. Gunderman was wide open. When he caught that ball, there wasn't an Eagle within 10 yards of him. First and 10, Badgers at the Eagle 26.
Gunderman with 1 touchdown reception tonight. Tannett slips through a gap, makes a throw, making the catches, Josiah Peoples, and Peoples taken out of bounds. And did he get enough for a first down?
No, not quite. Going to pick up about 8 yards. Going to be second down and 2. Ball sitting at the Eagle 18-yard line. And the clock is stopped at 7:13.
Tannett from the gun. He rolls out to his right. Now throws down the middle of the field. Right there, making the catch. I believe that's Johan Gunderman. It is, and he gets dropped at about the 7-yard line.
Wide open, about 10 yards down the middle of the field. Wide open, first and goal, Badgers. Ball sitting at the Eagle 7.
How many times have we seen Badger receivers wide open in this game?
Especially in the second half.
Adam Lloyd standing next to Uriah Tannett in the gun. Peoples in motion. And there's the give to Lloyd. Lloyd making the cut, making the turn, and Lloyd scampers into the end zone for the touchdown.
Just a good handoff. There was some good blocks by number 72, Dalton Scott, and another good block by Cooper Kassoon to enable Adam Lloyd to get into the end zone around left end.
And now Johan Gunderman coming up for the PAT. Adam Lloyd, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season, as Gunderman, as usual, gets the extra point. So with 6:31 left to go here in the 4th quarter, the Badgers continue staking out a big lead over Flagstaff. 28-3 our score. Let's take a 30-second break on our broadcast, and we will be back right after this.
This is Ann Wilson with Yavapai County Food Bank. No one should ever go to bed hungry, but with inflation on the rise, the need is greater than ever. Did you know that you can make a real impact and get an end-of-the-year tax credit for your generosity? $400 single and $800 married. Call 928-775-5255 today to donate to the Yavapai County Food Bank. Help us feed the hungry, support your community, and make a difference. That's 928-775-5255. Yavapai County Food Bank. Together, we can change lives.
Welcome back to the NAU Sky Dome here in Flagstaff. John Russ, Kelly Court is with you, and coming to you from a really, really nice press box up here, Kelly. I always enjoy calling games up here at the Sky Dome, especially since they did the revisions several years ago and have just really nice press facilities here now.
Oh, it's a nice, it's just a great facility.
And Johan Gunderman with the kickoff. Any folks at home, you want, or folks listening to us on the radio, you want to guess what Johan Gunderman did?
Hey, I'm going to give you a trivia question.
Oh, boy.
When Adam Lloyd scored, I thought, turn out the lights, the party's over.
Dandy Don. You know, I don't know if I'd go that far yet.
Oh, I would if there's only 6.5 minutes left to go in the quarter.
I've seen stranger things happen in football games. But yes, Prescott certainly has a big advantage in this one. As we got a flag on the play.
It's going to be a false start.
Yep.
The back.
And by the way, A.J. Valdez still in at quarterback again. Chase Brown coming out of the game during Flagstaff's last drive. So hopefully his injury isn't too serious. There's the give to Wetzel, and Wetzel gets wrapped up and tossed to the ground. I think that might have been Huame getting a hand on Wetzel. And I'll tell you what, Kelly, early in this game, the Badgers had all kinds of trouble trying to stop the pretzel there. Yeah. But here in the second half, the Badgers have really keyed in on him, and he hasn't gotten too many big plays.
You're right. That was Gunnar Parr that made the initial hit. And it's 2nd and 17.
Valdez with the throw, and a little too much on that one as that one soars past the intended target, Chase Carlson.
3rd and 17, the ball sitting on the Eagle 13-yard line.
Chase Carlson, who last year was an All-Grand Canyon Region second-team selection for Flagstaff. Two receivers on the near side for the Eagles. Valdez scrambling into the end zone. It's going to be a safety. The Badgers get a safety as A.J. Valdez runs into the end zone. I'm trying to see who got the tackle there for Prescott.
Brody Hanna.
Brody Hanna picking up a safety for the Badgers. Tack on 2 more points for Prescott. It's 30-3. Badgers on top with 5:43 to go in the fourth quarter.
They were actually, Brody Hanna was leading the charge. There were 2 other Badgers right behind him. And
and unfortunately for A.J. Valdez, ran himself into a corner there, no way out, and now a couple more points for the Badgers.
I don't know what happened at the halftime, but the defensive front for the Badgers penetrating the offensive line of the Eagles much better here in the second half.
Absolutely.
So obviously, the Eagles have a free kick from their own 20. They can elect to place kick it or punt it. And it looks like they've elected they're going to punt it.
And there goes the punt by Diego Cardenas. Returned by Josiah Peoples. He's up to the 40. Peoples takes off. Oh, a flag on the play. Oh, come on. Josiah Peoples Daylight all the way to the end zone. Now we get another flag in the end zone. Oh, for the love of truck stops and applesauce, what is going on?
This could be a situation where the first flag,
2 flags down there near the 50.
At the 49-yard line could be against the Badgers. The flag over there clear across the field laying in the end zone could be against Flagstaff. If that's the case, there'll be another free kick.
Brother.
Do the play over again. Let's see what the officials' calls are here.
Great run on the return there by Josiah Peoples, taking it into the end zone, and looks like that effort's going to go for naught here, as there are 3 flags lying on the field. So we're awaiting to see what the officials' call is here with 5.5 minutes to go in regulation.
Let's see what the looks like the head referee's about to make the indication of what the penalties are. Here he is. Personal foul against the Badgers.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Prescott.
Also against the Badgers.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be 30 yards in penalties.
Jeez Louise.
So the ball's going to be marched all the way down to the Badger 19. That nullifies that touchdown run by Josiah Peoples.
Well, I'm sure Coach Collette and his staff are going to have a lot to say about all these penalties. And, well, I can't add up the number of penalty yards Prescott has had in this game because I stink at math. I'm just going to say it's a ton.
Yeah. Badgers have it. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 19.
2 receivers out to the far side for Prescott. Uriah Tanett standing in the gun. Tanett with the throw. There's the catch by Johan Gunderman on the far side. He slips off 1 tackle, but that hangs him up long enough for another Flagstaff Eagle to come in and finish the job.
I'm amazed out in the flat over there, the right flat, how open Gunderman is. Picked up about 9 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Ball sitting at the Badger 28.
And that was Keems who got the finishing tackle there on Gunderman. Gunderman was knocked out of bounds, so the clock stops at 5:19 here in the fourth quarter. Throw by Tanett. There's the catch on the far side. I think that might have been Luke Mason making that catch. And he gets taken out past the 40-yard line, so that will be a Badger 1st down.
1st and 10 Badgers at their own 43.
And now we're down to the final 5 minutes of regulation. Tanett, calm and cool in the pocket, throws, making the catches. Kenny Miller-Terry. KMT dropped at the 50-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6 on that one.
We're going to call it 7, John.
Okay.
They're marking it right at the 50-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. The line of gain is the Eagles' 47.
All right, now I imagine big priority for Prescott. Just keep that ball in bounds. Keep that clock running. Tanett rolling to his right. Trying to avoid the tackle. Gets away from Suda. Puts on the speed. Tanett now avoids another sack. Tanett at the 50-yard line. He slides down at the 45-yard line. That should be good enough for a Badger 1st down. And like you were saying, Kelly, Suda just cannot keep up with the speed of Tenacious T, Uriah Tanett.
No, there are not many quarterbacks that can run like Tenacious T. 1st down, Badgers at the Eagle 45.
Under 4 minutes left to play in regulation. And the Badgers are going to take their own sweet time here. 9 seconds left on the play clock. trips out to the far side, 2 receivers out to the near side. Tanet's going to take that clock down to 1 second. Flags on the play. Oh, false start.
False start.
Okay.
Yep.
I was about to say, no, that's not delay of game. There was 1 second left on the play clock, but instead it was a false start. Yep, that'll be against Prescott. That'll put him back 5. 3:39 remaining in regulation. So both of Prescott's football teams looking for notches in the win column. Flag football winning earlier 14-0 over Valley Christian. As that throw goes past Johan Gunderman.
Just Uriah Tanet overthrew Gunderman. It's going to bring up second down and 15. The ball right at the 50-yard line.
3:20 left to go in regulation. Badgers up 30-3. Like you said before, Kelly, this game at halftime was actually 7-3. Badgers shutting out the Eagles here in the second half. In fact, Badger defense overall this game has done a great job keeping them out of the end zone entirely. Throw by Tanet, and there's the catch over on the far side.
That's number 4.
Tron Cole.
Yeah, Dom Cole. First down again. It's amazing how far back the secondary people are playing out on the right flat against the Badgers. Cole was wide open. First and 10 Badgers at the Eagle 34.
Just wondering if his family was, his parents were fans of that old science fiction movie, Tron, when they named him. Tanet with the throw, making the catch. Luke Mason at the 30, gives a stiff arm and thrown out of bounds at around the 22-yard line.
It's going to be another first down. Uriah Tanet throwing a pass out into the flat to number 20, Luke Mason for the Badgers. First and 10 Badgers at the Eagle 23. 2:41 clock running left in the game.
Tanet all by himself in the gun. He rolls to the right. Now makes the throw. Leaping catch made on the far side by Johan Gunderman. And actually, they're going to say that the clock will keep going here.
That's because the initial hit was made in bounds. And pick up a 5, second down and 5, ball sitting at the Eagle 18. Clock running at 2 minutes. You mean there's not a 2-minute timeout?
No 2-minute warning here. Or if we were in the IFL at a Wranglers game, it would be the 1-minute warning.
Yeah.
2 receivers on the near side for Prescott. And Tanet going to run himself. Oh, man, a flag on the play.
Going to get called for another hold as Uriah Tanet runs into the end zone on a 23-yard, or actually an 18-yard touchdown run. Going to get called back. Another hold. There it is.
How many holds have we had in this game?
I think the Badgers have had at least 10 in this game.
You know what's funny? I remember years ago hearing former Steelers coach Bill Cowher say a good indication of who is winning a game, how many penalty yards do they have, and the team with the most penalty yards in a game usually isn't winning that game. And, the Badgers are proving that statement wrong here tonight.
Right now, the Badgers are just going to take a knee, run out the clock. And I give kudos to Flagstaff. They've got all their timeouts left, but they're not going to take a timeout. They're just going to let the clock run down.
So now both sides will be looking ahead to their games next week.
So you want to turn out the lights? The party's over?
Yeah. Well, let's not turn out the lights right now. I mean, we still got some stuff to read over here in our booth. But, when we go off the air, then we can turn out the lights. Well, Flagstaff next week they hit the road. They will be in Kingman to take on Lee Williams. The Badgers, meanwhile, well, we have another Thursday night game coming up for you next week. Badgers will also hit the road, but it'll be a much, 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 much shorter trip for them than for Flagstaff next week. Badgers, they'll just go down Highway 69 and play Bradshaw Mountain.
Busy Highway 69.
Well, it's always busy. What do you want? Or maybe they'll just go down the back way, go down 89A and turn up Glassford Hill Road.
There you go. There you go.
That's what I do most of the time anyway.
That's what I do as well.
And now both sides just standing around and just letting the final seconds tick off the clock as the Badgers will emerge from this game at the NAU Sky Dome 6-1 on the season, 5th win in a row for the blue and gold. And well, now both sides exchanging some handshakes, some slaps on the shoulders. They'll head off to their respective sidelines. They will line up for the post-game handshake. Actually, the clock is still holding at 16 seconds, but I think officially this game is done. In fact, I'm not exactly 100% sure what's going on here. I think the officials want them to finish things up here because they're gonna. We got Flagstaff coming out here and getting back to the line of scrimmage. So I guess the officials need them to get one more play underway before this game is over.
It's actually Flagstaff ball, 1st and 10, because that was 4th down when the Badgers took a knee. So obviously, I think the clock stops on a change of possession. So Flagstaff will take a knee. And that's what's happening. 16 seconds left to go in the game.
There's the handoff, and A.J. Valdez takes a knee. And in 10 seconds, this game will officially be over, with the Badgers getting the 30-3 victory over Flagstaff. And that will do it for our game here at the NAU Sky Dome. 30-3, Badgers over the Eagles. Let's take a break, and we'll be back to wrap things up here in Flagstaff right after this.
Hello, friends. This is Travis Stead. When it comes to protecting your gutters from those pesky pine needles that never seem to land anywhere but inside your gutters, making a mess, make the wise choice, Arizona Seamless Gutters. We have the fix that will last a lifetime. Needle Guard. Never let a loved one get on a ladder and clean your gutters again. Let our family take care of that. Arizona Seamless Gutters. Locally owned and operated since 1981. Call us today, 928-778-1818 for a free estimate. Arizona Seamless Gutters. When it pours, we rain.
Well, certainly a tale of two halves in this one. First half, both teams just kind of in that bend but don't break defense. It was 7-3 at half. Looked like it was going to be anyone's ball game. Then the Badgers just came out and completely dominated the second half. And that's how we get a 30-3 victory for the Badgers, their 5th win in a row. And certainly a great momentum wave to ride into next Thursday. Again, folks, next Thursday, we're back on the air with Badger football when they take on Bradshaw Mountain over in Prescott Valley, Kelly.
And I have a feeling that the winner of next week's game is going to win the Grand Canyon region. I think that ball game out in Prescott Valley next week will be for all the marbles as far as the Grand Canyon region goes. And I'm sure, obviously, the Bradshaw players will know that, and the Prescott players will know that. So it'll be an interesting ball game next Thursday night.
Oh, I'm sure it will, especially the way the Bradshaw Mountain Bears have been playing, and they got a game tomorrow against Mingus, and we'll see how that goes. Well, folks, again, the final score from up here in the NAU Sky Dome in Flagstaff, Prescott 30, Flagstaff 3. And for Scott Harker back at the KYCA studios, for Andrew Zinzaletta, Jason Zinzaletta, and for my partner Kelly Cordes, I'm John Rust saying, have yourselves a good night.